Yo, guys, what's up? We are live. I hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend. It's Saturday. I'm excited. It's a beautiful day. And of course, as you've seen on the thumbnail, Pokemon, the market in general, everything Pokemon related is just far from being done. It's like there's never a calm time. Even last September when we had that lull, uh, it was calm. People were still buying. Prices were still really expensive. But eventually it came right back. And now all this has been released by Pokemon, and it's going crazy. Clearly, everybody's excited for it. People are already talking about never seeing those promos in hand, never being able to afford them. Oh my gosh. Or botters scalping them. Like it's already, people are already like crying about not being able to get product when eventually it's going to be obtainable. You'll get it somehow. Um, it's too funny, but that's where we are right now. Uh, Pokemon is really not stopping at the moment. Let's see. See if we get people to join up. Have some fun. Let's see. What was I going to look at right here? Oh. I have been having some trouble with my channel, though. I don't know what's going on. There's been a huge, huge drop in impressions, or simply put, YouTube has not been pushing my videos at all. In other words, they're just not showing my videos to other people. Like they're literally not reaching out to people, showing it to them, which is how you expand on YouTube, and it's just not happening. So I don't even know what the stream is going to look like. Is it going to push my stream? I don't know. If it happens to be struggling, we'll see. But outside of that, still looking forward to having a good time. Let's see what kind of conversations we really get into today. As always, it's always fun. It is always fun on here. So I cannot complain on that, in that aspect at least. All right. Took care of that. The Discord is taken care of. Let's see. What's up, guys? Whoever's joining in, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, guys. Man, my Discord server is the bomb. I love my Discord server. Like, I love the people there. Man, I'm so thirsty today. It's not even funny. Concept, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Roxy, what's up, man? What is up? How are you doing? I forgot to make that other emoji. I bet it doesn't even let me do it right now. Like, if I wanted to, I bet it doesn't let me. I know you mentioned Lugia. I wonder if the Lugia would look too small. Maybe I wouldn't. Does it let me do that while I'm live? Not sure if it lets me, but figure it out at some point. I'll try to get that Lugia emoji in there. See how that looks, at least. Sometimes I even forget how to get to that spot where I change all that stuff. Like there's so much on here. What's this? Okay. Yeah, we'll try. I mean, I can get it done regardless. I was just curious to see if I could like do it now, but I don't think it's gonna let me do it right now. And either way, I always forget how to get to that like member spot where you like customize the little emojis. Like YouTube isn't exactly, I don't know. Sometimes it's a little troublesome to find exactly what it is that you're looking for or that you want. But I'm struggling with YouTube at the moment. Like I said in the Discord, YouTube hasn't been pushing my content at all, which is weird. Ain't much I feel like I could do about it though, unless I contact I guess support or something like that to see what I could do, but I'm not sure. See, like even now, I'm looking for these stickers, and I don't know exactly where it's at. Karma, what's up? What's up? What's up? Pokebonks, what's up? I'm gonna ignore this membership thing for now. I'll get it done though, Roxy. I'll definitely get it done. What's up though, guys? How you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. I guess you guys definitely saw the leaks of these cards that came out. I mean, the Umbreon and Espeon look pretty damn good, guys. The Pikachu does not look great. It's still in that same form of that Mewtwo and Mew. They don't look really great, but the Umbreon and like guys, this looks beautiful. I can't see anybody complaining. And then we've got so much going on in the background. We got the Diano. I forgot what the name of the second evolution is. Aurora. Why do I keep remembering his name? I mean, forgetting his name. I don't know why I forget it. So weird. Whatever. Murkrow, Zoroark with Zorua right next to him. We got Mewtwo flying off, and we got Hydreigon up top. So this card has a lot going on for it, and the Espeon has the same exact thing going on. We got the Victini up here. We got the Tropius, Kangaskhan. Who I don't know who that is right there though. There's a Cherry or something like that. We got Ninetales and Vulpix in the background right here though. We got Floette. Of course, we have Marrow and Azumarill. It's a really cool card. Another really, really nice card. And then actually looking at the first partner. Where's the first partner? The first partner. Oh, here we go. Here we go. First off, this card right here, I already love. It's got the red shiny Gyarados. This really just brings me back to my childhood, like playing the games. Of course, you always target the red Gyarados. You make sure you catch it, right? You stop, you save the game, you fight them, you make sure you catch them. If you don't, you restart the game. But then right here, like the Torchic and the Mudkip, yo. But look, Karma, I know you mentioned something about the Torchic being your favorite, but where's the Mudkip? Can I see these individually? I'm just trying to find them on X. I want to see them individually. Oh, these are the ugly Pikachus that I was talking about. This is not even a great picture. It's a little more refined on some of these other images up here. Where are they? Here we go. Like, look at the Pikachu. I mean, it doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look like exciting. It looks a little bit too like kiddish for me. I don't know. Maybe in person it'll change my mind. Maybe it'll look a little better in person. And then this is the other one. So I don't know. I'm not really a fan of them at all. You know, I guess Pokemon thought that they had to like do something different, but I bet that Pokemon feels like they have to do something, like something better to just step it up a notch in comparison to what they've already been doing. Because how do you beat what you've been doing already? Like what Pokemon has been doing with the illustrations, the SIRs, how do you beat that? And I don't know. They went to something totally different, like these futuristic cards. I don't know. Calling it now, those will be the UPC promos, possibly. Possibly. I think they're. I saw this other box. Where's this box? It was like the Japanese one. Often though, we get promos like Japanese. Look like this. Like these are already part of this box in the Japanese. So I don't know. It might be in their UPC and not in ours. For some reason, cards that they have as promos, we get as regular cards sometimes. I don't know. It's all up in the air. But either way, even if it is, that wouldn't be a bad thing. You know, as to them being UPC promos. Did you get the Gengar tin? No, I did not. This tin right here? No, I did not get it. I did not. I mean, if I really want it, I can get it at any time, right? We can always buy market. But I don't know. What does the promo really even look like? That's really my concern. So look at this. This was another thing that was dropped, right? But this looks like it was the Japanese one. It looks a little blurry, but that's clearly in Japanese. So that's for sure their UPC, which I wouldn't mind buying. I don't care that it's Japanese. I still think it's pretty cool, and I still think they're going to have a premium. I still think they're going to be valuable at some point. But I'd like to rip them myself, to be honest. Where's that Mudkip, man? I just want you guys to take a closer look at the Mudkip. No, come on. Where's this card? This is not fun. This is not fun. And then it's so funny. There's certain things that pop up on X that I don't even search up. I don't even know why it like brings it up to me. Why does it recommend it? And you already have people zooming in. Of course, you don't even have to zoom in to see it, but whatever. Let's see. Where is this card? The Mudkip. Can I get a closer view? Can I zoom in? No, I can't. Well, what I wanted to point out was how beautiful this card was and what it was loaded with. These cards, most of them don't even have, like, some of them have a Pokemon in it or two. Like here you have Machoke. Here you have the Swablu. I forgot what this Pokemon is called. I don't know why. I forget. But here on this one, you have Latios and Latias, which I think is going to be a big deal. This Mudkip is going to be beautiful. I think a lot of people are going to want this Mudkip. A lot. Like a lot. That's going to be the most valuable one out of all of those, in my opinion. I wanted to get a zoomed in picture, though, which I clearly can't find. Like, is it on Poke Beach? It's got to be on Poke Beach. Got to be on Poke Beach. Here we go. Yeah, look at that, baby. Latios and Latias. Look at that. That actually looks really nice. That's going to be the most valuable one. Yep, exactly. Those cards are going to be amazing, those Umbreons and Espeons. But out of the first partner, this Series 3 one, beautiful. Like, this is amazing. Amazing. You do have the Relicanth. Got the Relicanth there, but in reality, what people are really going to be looking at is this right here. I think this card is going to go crazy. This card is nice as well. Torchic is just a really nice Pokemon. People like it. But nothing too crazy in the background that people are going to be looking for to try to, act like they're making money off of. So that's that. The Trico's okay as well. I do like the Machoke down here. It looks cool. The bikes are here, just part of the game. Each card has their thing, but this is like Series 2. Clearly, I think this is going to be the best one because of the red Gyarados. But Cyndaquil is the favorite. Still really nice, in my opinion. All the cards are really nice. They all take you somewhere back down to the games where you used to play, like the squirt bottle here for the Sudowoodo, amazing. The leaf for the Ho-Oh in the game. Do the other ones have the other? Oh, you see it? So now, not the leaf, sorry, the feather, and then this is the feather for the Lugia. But they're all amazing. They're like this set right here. These three are going to be the favorites, right? Series 1, 2, and 3 for sure going to be the favorites, like by far. Amazing. Like, they did a great job. These are going to be okay. Piplup is still fire. Wow. I can't remember anything right now. I don't know. I was just sleeping though. I was just sleeping. But yeah, a lot. The Chespin, the Froakie. This line is going to be decent. Nothing too insane for this line right here. They still are all really nice looking cards though. But Froakie is clearly the favorite of the three. And then you have the other three that are the least liked of all, probably. But still not bad. And then these three right here, Gen 9. So eventually they'll start growing some love for these Pokemon. There are people who like any three of these, to be honest, in Gen 9. They're not bad Pokemon whatsoever. What's up with you guys, though? Are you guys excited for anything? What are you guys looking towards? Yeah, this thing is weird. You see how, like, I don't even know. Little in my head about it, too. YouTube has been screwing me. And now I don't know if it's if it's like sharing my stream. It's weird. I don't know what's happened in the past like week and a half where YouTube is just taking things away. I don't know why. It's almost like I'm being punished. But I really don't know why. Yeah, exactly. I can already see that everyone here, I would assume everybody here is already subscribed to me. So I can see that YouTube has literally not shared this stream with anyone outside of people who are subscribed. So it's doing the same thing with my videos, and it's not expanding my channel. so it's hurting my channel, and I don't know what's happening. Family, what's up? What's going on, Rev? What's up, man? You know, I was trying to pick up. I was telling you, I was looking for those Dedenne IRs, and it looks like somebody has been going ham on eBay buying up all the gradable Dedenne cards. Like there are some that look questionable, maybe a little close, but not good enough to grade for me. Like if I see anything off, I'm not buying it. And it looks like every single gradable card that I thought would be worthy got bought. But I mean, I did buy a lot of other cards. I was looking at the Fennekin Pokemon Center promos because eventually, just like the Zekrom one, when I was looking at the Zekrom one, it was $500. Now they're like over $100. So that Fennekin one, if you look, they're at like $60 to $70. Did I buy any? I just want to see real quick. Can't remember if I bought any. No, I didn't buy a single one. Did not buy a single one. I didn't buy a single Fennekin one. I didn't have enough time to look. I am involved in some bids for the Xerneas IRs, though. I think the Xerneas ones are going to be nice when it comes to grading. So I think it'll be good to keep those, keep an eye on those. I mean, you pulled some today, Rev, and the centering, like the centering for Chaos Rising doesn't seem to be that great. The quality, you know. Bro, I'm excited for the 30th, so it can take some heat away from other products, especially Prismatic. Well, everything right now, one of the things that I did want to talk about today is that it was going to be, this is what my next video was going to be about, which I wasn't going to do a video today. You know, honestly, guys, it sounds crazy, but I might, let me show you this so you guys can have an idea of what I'm talking about. I might take a week off of YouTube. And the reason why is I want to try to like reset the algorithm because it's not sharing my channel. And I know it sounds weird, but I'm going to show you guys right now. So this is how it comes up for me. I'm going to show you. This is how this comes up for me. Is there any information on here? Any personal information? No, there's not. Okay. So this is how it comes up for me when I'm looking specifically at my content and my videos. So this is odd. Look at this. My video from yesterday, 325 views. Before that, 357. Like 935 before that, 462. And then look at the drop off. Look at how big it is. 1,200, 1,007, 1,400. I had this one video that I unlisted because I could be messing up the algorithm. It went to 764. But before that, look, 2,000, 2,000, 3,000, 2,000, 1,000 again, 4,000. Now look at what it's done in the past 4 videos. 400, 935, 357, and 325. It's really, really weird. And I don't know what's going on, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what triggered it. If you look at like this is the you look at reach impressions, 26,000. That means this showed up. This video has showed up to 26,000 YouTube accounts. It showed up 26,000 times on somebody's page. Look at what it's doing in my most recent videos. Let's go. Let's not do yesterday's video. Let's do a video that was a few days ago. That was 26,000 down to 3,600. So yeah, it hasn't been fun watching that happen while I'm doing something while I do something that I enjoy. I also want there to be a good result to come from it. Like I'm in love with doing content for real. But it's really not working out, and I don't know why, and I don't know how to reset the algorithm so it doesn't do this to me. I don't know what's happening. It really feels like your hard work isn't paying off, and it's kind of like it kind of takes away motivation. You know, it kind of makes it like a little depressing when it comes to like what you're trying to do and how you're working towards something, and you're not getting rewarded, even though you're putting in the same amount of work, you're doing the same exact thing, and I don't understand why it's not working. So I'm looking forward to the Rayquaza set. So am I, actually. So am I. That Rayquaza is going to go crazy. It's like we're already having a mini bear market and bull market run with Prismatic. Everything's just having mini runs. That's what I was going to talk to you about. Sorry, I lost track. But the thing is, this YouTube thing has really been like on my mind. It's really been bothering me because, you know, it's like my baby, right? So, but even starting off with Chaos Rising, Just starting off with chaos. It was at 245. And it's dropping, and it should have held at 245 if everything was just as hot as it was in January, February, March. This box would have held at 245, 250, and it would have been fine. We're now down to 230. And I don't know, the listings are here. People are maybe trying to unload their product and just trying to move it because they're noticing that the sales are down, right? And this is what they start doing. They start undercutting each other, right? So now if we go to Ascended Heroes was at 185, right? It has pulled back as well to 175, I believe it was at 176, because people in reality in this market with this set, they really don't have like any patience. There's like a lot of immaturity, and people will not let the price settle to give themselves a better entry point. It's like they think the product is never coming back, which is odd. I don't know. Like I said, it's a level of immaturity we really can do nothing about. But it was at 175. Look where it was just a few days ago, 185. We're now down to 176. So even Ascended Heroes has come down $10, and it's actually negative on the month, which is the big thing that caught my attention. Not that it just fluctuated in price, but it's negative on the month. Even though it is an amazing set. But me personally, I would let it drop. Why wouldn't I try to get myself a better entry point, right? Now, Phantasmal Flames in the past month is also negative 4.73. But there are certain things that people that are only involved in Pokemon and aren't involved in like other stocks and just different things that have to do with I guess their finances. There's certain things that people don't really see unless they expand into other things, right? There's something called demand destruction, right? When demand is really high, but supply is really low, it's going to bring demand down because the value is going to increase too rapidly. So it's going to bring that down, and that's called demand destruction. And that is a real thing. So as we keep moving forward and the demand is so high, and not only is just demand simply so high, the market is just immature. It doesn't have patience. People do not want to sit back and allow prices to drop. They feel like they're going to miss out on some lifetime opportunity, and you're not. In reality, just buying a few boxes of Ascended Heroes, you're not missing out on becoming a millionaire. Pokemon isn't going to make you a millionaire overnight. Pokemon is going to make you some money over time, but it's not going to make you a millionaire unless you scale to that size. You have to put in that kind of money. You have to buy that much worth of product. And most people, the majority of people do not. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure the majority of people only have a few $1,000s invested into Pokemon. I would say $2,000, $3,000 that they've actually put from their pocket. Not what it's being valued at now, not what it's worth now after this hype cycle. It's really what they've put into it. Like, how much money have you put in? A lot of people bought during the bear market. A lot of people bought booster boxes at $90, and now that we're at these prices, they're definitely not buying. So if you think about, I'm pretty sure most people have like maybe $2,000, maybe $3,000 that they've put from their own money into Pokemon. So it's funny how people handle things in this market, the way that they attack certain products and don't have any kind of patience whatsoever. And then, then I go ahead and receive a comment in one of my videos saying anything under 200 is a good buy. Why? What makes you think that that's a good buy? Like, at what point did you receive some kind of information that tells you that we're not going to get reprints of this set? And at what point were you told that Ascended Heroes will just keep climbing without stagnating or sideways movement? It's like, don't get it. I don't get it. Jay, that Riftbound card I showed you in the Discord is a 1K card. Really, I know nothing about Riftbound at all. At all. Centering is tough for Perfect Order. For both, I think I picked up a lot of Rowlet cards. A lot. Like, I found a lot of well-centered Rowlet cards. I found the Dene. I just think I've seen the Dene in too many videos. And so the Dene as a single overall is just getting bought up. People are making many videos about the Dene. And so they're buying them up. They're going to grade them. And so that's what I think is happening, because I've seen the Dene in several videos. The Rowlet I haven't seen in too many videos. The Xerneas I have not seen in too many videos either, even though it's a really beautiful card. Also, the Xerneas is a more expensive card. The Dene I think is selling for like $10 or $11, while the Xerneas is selling for like 20 or more on eBay. And then the Rowlet is also selling for $6. So, you know, that's also a big deal. A lot of people don't actually want to spend more money, like 20 or more, for a card they're going to grade. It's easier to spend on cards that are $11. Of course, you can turn $11 to $100 with a grading, or to a little more than that, depending on how many are on the market, of course, and how where demand is at. Um, but yeah, I'm noticing that Chaos Rising, like everyone who pulls, like every card is off center. It's funny because we just entered the mega block and everything seemed to be so much better when it came to centering. It started off with Mega Base, then Phantasma was doing well, Ascended Heroes had an insanely high gem rate, then Perfect Order comes out and that starts to drop off, and then Chaos Rising is out and that dropped off. Like, I don't understand how that's happening, but it would help the gem rate case, you know, making a card a little more valuable. Adro, what's up, brother? What's going on? The Xerneas is drawn by the same person who drew the Sunbreon. That's nice. That's pretty cool. I think I heard that somewhere, but I don't remember. But I did buy. How many did I buy of these? Like I said, I'm in a bid right now, a few actually, and I have a few that I'm already watching because of the bidding of several auctions actually. One of them is going to be done in an hour and 9 minutes, and it looks like perfect to me. So I'm going to put a bid in right now as we speak. As we speak. I've been letting it sit for a good while. So I'm the leader in that bid for now. But let's see. How many have I purchases, purchase history? Let's see. What? Purchases. All right. 1, 2, 3. So I got 3 Xerneases. Looking to get a 4th and a 5th in 2 separate bids. I did buy the chess pins I was telling you about. The chess pin from Chaos Rising. I think that's a really, really nice card. A lot of people do like that Pokemon. He's really nice looking in the first stage. So people do like chess pin. And I got, how many of those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 chess pins. Then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Rowlets. I got 6 Rowlets. I need to go back to the Gold Star Greninjas. I picked up 2 of those. I need to get a few more. I just want to keep getting them over time. I think the Gold Star Greninjas are going to age really well. Honestly, I really think that card's going to age really well. And I think people aren't realizing how well it's going to age. At some point, you're not going to be able to find that card like that, you know, especially in a gradable copy, right? A gradable state. Do whatever you need to do. Your channel needs to be out there. It's weird, man. I don't know what's happening. I really don't know what's happening. The analytics, because there's analytics there, right? Like it tells you how many people, like the percentage of people clicking. It tells you how long people are watching on average, like everyone. And the average is down like 3 minutes, which is bad. The click-through rate is good, but it's like YouTube is showing my video to the wrong people, or not the people that it was showing it to before, and it's also not showing it to enough people. It's weird, and it happened. Like, it's a dramatic drop off, and I don't know why. I don't know why. And this is weird. This is something that some people deal with on YouTube when it comes to the algorithm, and most people, like myself, don't know what to do to fix it. You might get even more exposure if you do stream in both horizontal and vertical formats. I've seen Earn and Jodo Jake do it. Yeah, but there's one thing that Earn isn't realizing, and maybe even Jodo Jake. When you do things in the shorts format, and this is another thing that's messed up with YouTube. If you make shorts, the YouTube algorithm recognizes you as a shorts channel. So then the YouTube algorithm will prioritize your short form content and will no longer push your long form content, which is the videos that I make. So just think about that. Think about how messed up that is. YouTube, for some reason, wants to push shorts because they're in competition with apps like TikTok and Instagram Reels, which they just people keep swiping. You know, they have TikTok brain, so they like the shorts. And then there's another thing: the way that people that make long form content make money is through ads, right? So as ads keep on coming on, even through this stream, that's like it adds up. It's just like pennies, just consistently adding up. Um, and when you're doing short form content, there aren't ads directly in your shorts. So you're not going to get the full percentage that you would normally get in a long form content from your shorts. You actually get ads. Like if you're a viewer, you will get an ad in between shorts, which then that means YouTube is getting the majority of the money for those ads because they're not directly involved with your shorts. So YouTube not only is making more money for themselves with those ads through the shorts, they're also achieving the goal of, competing with TikTok and Instagram, which they're pushing. So I actually did that before and it like crushed my channel for like a week and a half. And I forgot what I did. I think I deleted all the shorts and took like a little break and came back. I can't remember, but yeah, it's weird. That's why I don't do that vertical thing, because I don't know what that's going to do to my channel. I already experienced it with the shorts one time before, and even now I'm already having this dramatic drop off, and I don't know exactly what's happening. I hate to say it, but drama gets clicks. Yes, but before it gets clicked on, it's got to get shown to you, and that's what YouTube is not doing for my channel currently, and I don't know why. It seems like vertical live helps catch more mobile viewers. Exactly. While horizontal stream stays better for the regular YouTube experience. Yes. But that's what I'm saying. So the horizontal, it's those people that are swiping all the time. Because I run into like Wenzel, the rip and shipper. I run into his live all the time as I'm going through shorts. So it's particular for those people that watch shorts. And what'll happen is that you'll have another way that doesn't affect you in a positive way is that when you have people who only really watch shorts, your videos that are long form content will come up and they won't click. And now when it comes up on their channel, that's what's called an impression. And when they don't click, it lowers your click-through rate, which then tells YouTube that people don't want to watch your channel. They don't want to watch your video. So then they'll go even further to stop pushing your video even less than before. So it hurts you in so many different ways. It's a little confusing sometimes, but yeah, it's crazy. People who watch short form content do not watch long videos. And every time you see somebody's video, whoever it is, and you scroll past it, that's one click through that they did not get on that impression. So it lowers their click through rate. It lowers their impressions. YouTube takes it as somebody didn't want to watch it. YouTube does a lot of messed up things. If I'm watching a video and I pause the video at 3 minutes, YouTube will take that as you not liking the video enough, or the video not being, I guess, captivating enough for the person to not pause the video, and it reacts, or it gives you a negative effect on your video when somebody just simply pauses the video. So it's weird. Resetting won't work. Resetting what exactly? I don't know. If there is a way to reset something on YouTube, I don't know. YouTube keeps all your data, like your history. They holds it. I do see your next comment. Talk to YouTube direct. I am considering talking to the content creator like service thing, like a help center thing. Only when you get monetized, they allow you to speak to somebody. That's another thing. If you're new and you don't know what you're doing and you're having issues, they won't help you. Like they won't talk to you directly unless you are monetized. You won't even have access to that. But yeah, I bet if you had a clickbait thumbnail, it would go up. I don't know. Like I said, they have to push it. The thumbnail only helps the person once they already see it. YouTube has to actually push it. Jay, the place that is running up fast is Slabs. Go look at Cubone Chinese exclusive. Oh, I saw that. I did see that. Who made a video about that? I think Alex Nostalgianomics made a video about that, showing a lot of those Chinese slabs going crazy, which I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. There's no part of this market that people aren't willing to take advantage of. The real question is, do we see those Chinese slabs being worth that much in the bear market? Like, are they actually worth that much, or is it just a hype, and is it just people trying to take advantage and manipulating prices? That's a big question. I was just watching Poke Profits stream, right? And he had somebody on there. His name was Alexander something. I don't know, but he happened to be like the world's youngest billionaire or something. He's like involved with AI or something like that. But the point is that he decided to buy a black label Bubble Mew, and he does not collect Pokemon cards. This was literally the first card that he was bidding on Golden, and there was a person that he was trying to outbid this whole time, and it got to the point where they both kept bidding with each other, and it got to the point where the card got bought up at like 251,000. Mind you, this is not a Pokemon collector. This is just a person with money. A person with money, not a Pokemon collector, bought a black label Bubble Mew for $251,000. Just thinking about how like these prices get set, right? He then bought a second Bubble Mew, right? So he was also on another bid in the second one. I forgot at what price point he got to. I think he was at like 150,000 or 100. I forgot where the person who was competing against him stopped bidding for that card. Now, he was under his previous bid from the other card that he won. He was under by like 50 something $1,000. And just so that his first original card didn't lose value, he shot up his bid $1 above that 251,000 to keep the value of that first card. You like, so it's not even an organic price point. At this point, it's just people with money that don't even really know Pokemon just throwing it around. So it's so crazy. But yeah, the Chinese cards are also rising. The Cubone is rising. The Captain Pikachu is rising. It's insane. I was going to buy a Chaos Rising ETB at GameStop for 89, and the next day they raised it up to 99. I thought I don't know. You can't even be surprised with GameStop anymore. Singles just keep exploding. It's because singles are also just like sealed product, easily manipulated, but they're even easier to access. You're moving them easier. You're just churning and burning so much faster. I just mentioned, when I counted all these cards off, I just bought 20 cards the other day, being Xerneas's, Rowlet's, Chespins, and Gold Star Greninjas. So it was like a total of like 20 cards. How easy is that? Where I'm just clicking, I can get on my phone, I can zoom in on eBay, right? Even now, right? Let's say watched. Let's go to one of these watched items. This is a bid as well, right? So even here on the computer, I can sit here, and this is one that I'm bidding on, right? Am I winning this bid? Yeah, I'm the highest bidder. Woohoo! I can sit here, click on the image, and just zoom in here, and I can take my time, and I can just analyze this border versus this border being equal, right? And then I look at the next borders. These look equal. Look at the next borders. These look equal. Wow, this is a well-centered card. I can zoom in and zoom out all day I want, and I can click buy. That easy. And I did it in what, a matter of seconds? And then I can just head on to the next card, right? Just like no problem, right? Like one of these. Look at this card. I'm looking at this one, right? This is a $200 card, 215. I have an offer from this person at 200. So he deducted $15 off. He wants me to buy the card, I guess. Just looking at this card, though, once again, looking at the borders, really similar to each other because there's a ratio, right? Once again, really similar. Once again, really similar. And once again, really similar. This card really looks immaculate. So I actually might buy this card and grade it, right? Then you go ahead and you look at the back. He actually recorded a video of the back. I was trying to see if I could. Let's see. Let's just play it. Play. Yeah. Card looks pretty good. A little white dot right there. It looks like. I guess you can see a little whitening right there, a little bit. Maybe a little scratch right there. A little whitening right here. There's a dot right there. A dot there again, and I guess a little bit of whitening. But for a card that's this old from Sun and Moon, you're not gonna. It's gonna be really hard to find a card in this condition. And even at a 9 value, it's higher than 200. I think it's like at like 700 and something. What is it? Armored Mewtwo SM228. Like, look at this. Like, in reality, if you treat grading like a business, you're essentially like at home working on your business, if you think about it that way. At a 9, we're at $735. So I could turn 200 into 735 if those white dots make it so that it gets a 9. If not, then we're looking at an $8,000 card. You know, that card, this is a beautiful card. And that card was so well centered. The only issues are the little white dots in the back. But we have seen PSA grade cards a 10 with those white dots, because they watch the collector apps and charts and graphs every day. Yeah, that's why I don't do it. That's why I don't recommend it. I don't. Set it and forget it. That's it. That's it. I'm not looking at anything. I don't have anything behind me. I don't have anything behind me that's in a collector app or any kind of an app. I don't track it. I let that stuff do whatever it wants, right? Because I'm looking long term, right? There's no point in me seeing what it did in the past week when I'm looking years ahead. And that's just me. I said it before, though, there are certain products that I am willing to flip in the short term because I don't see a long term with those products, which is fine. You know, as long as you have a plan of your own and you stick with it, I think you're good. There are so many things you can do. You could flip to buy into other products. It's just like stocks. A lot of people, you know, they buy smaller stocks because they anticipate them rising and sell them off. Now they take the profits and put them into a more secure, better stock for the long term. So, you know, I handle these Pokemon, you know, products in the same exact way. Sending a game stacks for 4 packs is 65, debating on whether to pick up a couple before they go even higher. We ain't seen Ascending Heroes for a while, and once people see the 30 is going to be more available. We'll have to see. I don't know. I'm anticipating more drops, right? We already got news that we already had a second wave of Ascended Heroes. So, you know, I continue to expect more. And it didn't take long for that second wave to come. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully that does happen, and you know, we get more better opportunities. And that's really what it's all about, at least for me. Prismatic regular TBs is such a great play, whether people like it or not. You know what it is? Like, I don't have anything against other content creators, right? But one thing that other content creators do just for content, I hope it's just for content, because if their brain is just not capable of understanding that prismatic evolutions is not going to be $160 a few years from now, I don't even know what I could possibly say to them. If they're going to take the information in the current market, right? Let's go to prismatic. If they're going to take the information in the current market and tell me or assume that because there was a drop off here from 200 in the past 3 months because of a huge reprint of like 300,000 ETBs down to one, like, does this not make sense? Like, is this prismatic crashing, or is it that we got like a large amount of supply? Because buy volume is there, right? Sell through is there. We've sold in the same amount of time in those 3 months. I don't know why it's saying 1 month, it's 3. In that time, we've sold, or they have sold 4,275 with only 2,700 left. What does that tell you? Is that set still not high in demand? We still have to eat through the product. We still have 2,700 ETBs to go through. Doesn't include what we have listed on Facebook and eBay. So I don't understand. Like, I'm seeing several videos. I don't comment on them because I know that it's not going to be received well if I am arguing their point in the issue. So I leave it alone. That's not my job here. I say it many times. I stay away from the drama. It's just something that I'm seeing, right? But how do we not see that this set is well in demand? And how do we not see that this set is going to be so much more valuable years from now? You know, even if they printed, it doesn't even matter how much they printed of prismatic. The more they print of it, the more time it'll take to appreciate in the long term, of course, right? That's something that needs to be understood. It doesn't mean that it's never going to appreciate. It is going to take time the more product we have, but it's still going to appreciate in value, especially a set like prismatic that continues to get ripped. Like, till this day, it doesn't matter how much you talk about Ascended. It doesn't matter how much you talk about Destined Rivals. It continues to get ripped. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. And people want to disregard that and act like, I don't know. It's got to be clickbait, man. I hope it's not their brains now recognizing what's actually there. because then at that point there's no helping them, to be honest. Really not. I have 5 Xerneas. I will send them all. One is not perfect, but I will give the greater something to look at and compare. That makes sense. I hope that works. I hope that convinces them. Like, nah, this is a 9. This is a 9. This is a 9. But these are 10s. They gotta be. Hey, if that works, that'd be pretty sick. Did you schedule it or just I scheduled it? The live I scheduled like half an hour before I went live. I usually go random though. I usually always go random. It has made absolutely no difference though. I'll say that. I could try scheduling it a whole day before and see how that works. But I've scheduled the stream like a few hours before, and it has made no difference. Summer is a natural slowdown. Listen, I said in one of my videos, which nobody is having the opportunity to see because once again, YouTube is not pushing it. I spoke about this, right? So right now, currently, like at this very moment, I am in desperate need of a new car. So I am willing to go tomorrow and buy a new car, and I don't want to pay. I don't want to make any monthly payments, so I think I'm just going to buy it outright. But for that reason, I'm thinking I'm not going to go on vacation this summer. But two of my brothers are on vacation, my sister is on vacation, and my father is on vacation. And this is just me, right? And we're not talking about my brother's wife, my other brother's wife, my sister's partner, like her husband. That we're not even accounting that. I'm just saying just my direct family. 4 people on vacation. It's obvious, people want to spend money on vacation, so they're going to allocate money there, and they're not going to be around to just buy product. They're not going to sit around. Their families want to have fun. They want to have fun with their families, and people should. So there should be a summer slowdown. But I will say that last summer, there wasn't much of a slowdown. So we'll see. But yeah, things are slowing down a little bit. Once again, demand destruction, demand being so high, supply being so low, it's going to drop that demand because the value is not going to be there. Everything is going to increase in value way too fast, as we've been seeing, which has then dropped demand, right? It has dropped buy volume. The sell-through is not there like it was once before. Demand destruction is a real thing. And some people, like, I don't know. This is how I know that there are people on this platform that don't expand when it comes to their finances. They just talk. And they talk Pokemon, and they think that because they've been around with Pokemon, they actually know what they're talking about, but they don't. It sounds crazy. Dakota, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Hi, sir. I went to a card show and bought 2 ETBs and booster box, put them in my car, and went back inside, and it was about 90 today. Did I cook myself by leaving them in the car? No, I think you're fine. I think you're fine. Listen, think about how those Pokemon cards are getting delivered. How distribution is putting them in the back of a truck within cardboard on pallets, like boxes on top of boxes. You got to believe the back of that truck is cooking. You got to believe it's so hot in the back of that truck. You know what I mean? You're fine. You're fine. The real heat eventually will do some kind of damage to your cards. But the biggest danger is humidity. So for sure, keep your products away from humidity, for sure. 70% of the cards I get with picks, I end up not grading after checking with the UV light. Wow. That's interesting. I don't really have... Actually, I think my little magnifier has a UV light on it. But the cards that I've been inspecting have been my own cards that I've pulled myself. And so once they're clean. They're just pristine. I rip a pack. I get anything that's an illustration or better, gets double sleeved, like a snug fit sleeve, a regular sleeve, and top loaded. So there's no hair in there, no dust in there at all. So that's just me. So everything is like in perfect condition outside of centering. So that's how I treat them. And unless it's like, for example, which I actually wanted to buy. Let's see what they look like right now. Which I think at some point will age well. I don't know if people are really looking into those. And that is the Mew EX, the regular EX in 151. Let's see if it comes up. I don't know the number of it. How am I gonna have to look on TCG Player? I think this card will do well in the future. It's a really nice looking card. It is a half art EX, but it's Mew, and Mews always do well, and it's from 151. And I'm pretty sure it's not a cheap card either, because it's Mew, and everybody is just taking advantage of 151 in every which way possible. So, high to low, it's definitely got to be one of the lower cards. Let's see. Unless I'm wrong, and I hope I am. I am. It's not that expensive. I think this card is going to do well later on. Believe it or not. That's me. I think this card is going to do really well. It's a beautiful card. People just love Mew. It's actually in a bubble, like Bubble Mew, and there's bubbles in the card. Like it's a really beautiful looking card. And even though right now it might not be the most valuable card, I think eventually it will be. As we get further and further away and we age, we actually age, allow 151 to age, move errors down the line, right? I think that the card will do well. And look at this. I put Mew one, and it brings me here. Here we go. 127 and a 10 is not bad for a $10 card. That is not bad at all. That's a 10x. But I just see the potential of this card. Really, really. PSA 10 has been rising, of course. I just see that there's real potential in this card. Long term. Look at all the other. There's Rayquaza cards, half arts like this, that look just as good, and people love them. And I think people are going to love this card as well. And I think that's where, like, just looking at cards that look good, and you've been a collector, you like the IP, so you understand what is hot and what's not. And Mew is always going to be hot. The thing you need to remember: lower level grading is closed. I am keeping my buys to lower sleeper cards. Yeah, I mean, whatever I do, like I said, I said this in the Discord. I am preparing myself for when those lower tiers open up. I am in no rush. Personally, I'm in no rush. So I will wait, and when the time comes, I plan on flooding PSA. And I'm really looking really well through all the cards that I'm pre-grading to see if I do end up with a card worth trying to get a black label of, because I will set that card to the side regardless of what that card is. My prediction is today's Gem Mint card prices will be in desks in 3 months. We'll see. July 3rd, Sam's Heavy Hitter Ascended Hero. Yeah, those are going to go crazy. Those are going to be expensive the moment they drop. Well, how many packs is it? 14 packs, I think. Is it 14 or is it 12? Trying to find an image, like a picture of it. There's videos. I don't want to click on the video. Oh, let's see this. It looks just like the Blooming Waters. $55 at Sam's Club. It looks just like Blooming Waters. It looks like 12 packs. And I'm assuming the market is going to try to unload it based on pack value. And I can't tell what the promos are in there. But current pack per price, where is it? What is a single pack worth? $14.28 right now? Damn. Oh man, 14.28 times 12. We're looking at $171. We can add on $10 for the promo just because I don't know what they are. And I know people love promos, so who knows? On the low end, I'm thinking on the low end, $10, so $180. People are going to consider it a sealed item. So it might resell for $180. But if you're going to buy this, July 3rd, you said, what's today? A month from now. I'm going to have to really, really pay attention, because I'm going to load up on those so hard within like the first 24 hours. Because that's the only way. It's the only way you're going to find those at decent prices. Those, like I said, pack rip price is $171, guys, for those Ascended Heroes heavy hitters. Yeah. Yeah, crazy. I'm torn between Priz ETBs and SPCs. So we for sure have more ETBs than SPCs, but the SPCs are also double the value of. Actually, I think I saw today that they dropped below 300. I think the prismatic SPCs dropped below 300 again. And once again, people noticing sales are down. It doesn't mean that the value of the box isn't there. It's just that people are noticing sales are down because Pokemon overall is slowing down right now, which is good. It's great. Whoever wants to buy in should be happy. If you're thinking long term, you should be ecstatic that this is happening. Box pulled back to 282. Most recently sold though 287. So maybe that 282 price point is gone. There were sales at 205. That's crazy. Yeah, nothing listed that low anymore. Those got ate up. We're at 290. But yeah, so double the price for an SPC. The value is there in the sense of displayability, what it has inside. This doesn't even have the images. Of course, the promo is there, which has a decent value. The promo is like 20 something dollars. But we have, even if you look at like the listings, how many do we have available? Quantity 605 listed, right? We already saw we have 2,700 prismatic ETBs. So I think we're going to be getting these on Costco though, so we'll get some more there. I don't know, man. We'll have to guess to see what happens. I don't think we're gonna get much more of this though. Like, we're gonna get that Costco drop. How likely is it that we're gonna get more after that? I don't know. But I would rather, if I had to choose, I think the SPC has a much higher ceiling, right? The ETBs are gonna have other competitors, and what I mean by that is other variations of the box, like the Pokemon Center one, which people are going to say, I don't want that box. I want the Pokemon Center one. That one's more exclusive. So for that reason, even if you look at the 151 ones, you have the Pokemon Center version over 1,000, while the regular one is sitting at like 600, at like half the value. But then the UPC doesn't have another variation. It doesn't have another competitor within that product. So I think the SPCs are going to perform better than the ETBs. What's up, big dog? Nick's up too. Yeah, that's crazy. Yo, that game last night, man, I can't believe they cut it that close. Like, they were letting them come. They were up by like 10, and then out of nowhere, they're like missing shots. They're stealing the ball. They're just not winning rebounds. Like, I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, we're up 6, up 4, up 2. Oh my, yo, that was stressful. And then Brunson missed a free throw, and oh my goodness, that was an exciting last 2 minutes for sure. SPC were at 275 on TCG yesterday. I traded a guy 1 Ascended Heroes ETB and a booster bundle done deal. Just smiling on my new shiny box. First pickup of June, and got the Mega Gengar Tins. I wonder, is that promo different than the EX? Is it actually a Black Star promo? Did you open it by any chance? Let me know if it's a Black Star promo. If it is, as a matter of fact, let me see. That's not what I wanted. It brought up a really old Black Star promo. I'm looking for that one. Maybe you can tell me the number. If you let me know if you opened it first. If you opened it, let me know the number of the card, like on the bottom left. Is this it? Where's that tin? I just saw that tin. I just saw it on X. Where is that tin? Hold on. I think this is the promo. Just want to confirm, because I will buy a few of them right now. People just care about it being a Black Star promo. That's all people care. Here we are. Yeah, this is it. Right? This is it. And that's the promo. And it's already on eBay. It's already on eBay. Worth buying, in my opinion. For me, worth buying. I will pick up Gengar all day. You know, $12. So at some point tonight, I will be picking some of these up. And I already feel like you guys are going to beat me to it because I'm going to be live and you guys are going to buy them up. And when I get there, there probably won't be many graded copies left. That's what I have. I have a feeling. I really do want the Fennekin Pokemon Center though. I haven't found one simple Pokemon Center copy that's worth grading. Not one. And these guys love trying to put these at high price points. $75 for your off-center Pokemon Center Fennekin. I'm not going to buy it. You know, I'll have to take a look. Is there anything right now? If there's anything right now that you guys feel like is worth picking up that I have not mentioned right now, please let me know. I will buy it right now. If I see potential in something that you guys mention that I have not already picked up, I will pick it up right now. Even if it's a single. Good point on the variations. Yeah, it's going to compete. You know, it is going to compete. You know, I try to look at all the little things that matter to the market, even if it's little, even if it's something that is a Cosmos Hollow compared to the regular card. The regular card will be worth nothing compared to that Cosmos Hollow. You know, it's just those little things. Like I just said with the Black Star promo, that Black Star promo looks incredibly similar to what the Mega Gengar, just regular half REX set looks like the card from Phantasmal. And it'll make all the difference, like we're seeing here. Mel, what's going on, brother? That it's a Black Star promo. You know, that right there makes a difference for it to be worth grading and worth buying. Yeah, Black Star promo. Yeah, exactly. So that matters. Those little things. You know what's funny? It has nothing to do with the art of the card. It doesn't make the art look any better. It doesn't make the card look better, like at all. It just has that little thing that you could barely see unless you put it up against your face, which is just too funny. Almost every Fennekin I've seen has damage at the top. That's nuts. Yeah, you just opened yours. What packs are in it? What packs are in the tents? Mine had damage on the upper right. That sucks. Yo, DJ, what's going on, man? What's up, brother? You know, I purposely, after talking to you, I just lost motivation in making a video. Like, I was actually sharing it earlier. If you look at this real quick, right? I know that I didn't show you like the information on my channel, but just look at how depressing this looks. Watch this. Content, videos, and look at the drop off of views, the way this happened. And I can't understand why. And throughout this time where my views were still doing well, I was still going live on the same days that I made videos. I have literally changed nothing. Watch this. Look at this. 2K 3 3 3 2 2 2, and then look, one out of nowhere, I made this video. It was low 674, and then look, thousands. It was no longer 2,000, and then look at this drop off: 462, 938, 358, and 330, and nothing has changed. And I know that you mentioned something about the topic, you know, the topic of investing, but every single other investment channel is still succeeding just as well, the same exact way. Yes, I was streaming back then, for sure. I was definitely streaming. I mean, I already closed it, but yeah, for sure I was streaming. 2 PO, 2 Perfect Order and 2 Chaos Rising. Not horrible. I mean, listen, Perfect Order isn't the greatest set in the world, but there are still, like I said before, like people have trashed Shrouded so bad. I mean, let me bring this up because I already know most people did not see my last video because like I said before, YouTube is just not pushing it, so it's not getting seen. So we're just gonna go revisit that real quick. Have you guys seen what Shrouded Fables are doing? Shrouded Fable singles. No one talks well about Shrouded Fable, but look at this, guys. And I've said this so many times. Regardless of the set that's out there, there's something for someone. The Persian is up to $80, guys. The Persian as the top chase is up to $80. $80. All the crap people talked about this set. This card is up 95, 96% on the year. Look at this. Look at the Duskull at 60. This card that everybody didn't like at 60, up 113% on the year. It's so funny how this happens. And I brought up Shrouded Fable so many times as the example. There's something for everyone in every single set, even if they're not the deepest sets. This Horsey that I brought up before, and every time I bring it up, people say, oh, I forgot that card was in Shrouded Fable. Up 210% on the year. Come on. Come on. So now, this set got hated on, and it makes me feel even better about what I'm holding for Journey Together. I have a case of Pokemon Center ETBs for Shrouded Fable. One day, people will turn around and say, damn, I wish I would have bought a little bit of Shrouded, just a little bit, at $130 per ETB. That's what I think is going to happen. I'm not even kidding. That's what I think is going to happen. No matter how much people trash it, I think people are going to say, hey, I should have bought it at $130. Maybe a few, maybe 3, maybe 5 at 130. I'm buying everything else at freaking, 300% MSRP, right? So I could have bought a few Shrouded Fable. I wish I did it. I think that's going to happen, especially since there isn't. As a matter of fact, another thing is that there isn't much of it out there. Oh no, there aren't many left. There aren't many listed, and these are just the regular ones. 98. That's pretty low. 98 is really low for something at $133. The Pokemon Center ETBs, 74. I'm not trying to convince anybody to buy that at all. Don't buy none. I might pick up some myself, but that's not for you guys to do. Just an example, right? Then it makes me feel even better about the booster boxes that I have for Journey Together. And I never doubted Journey Together either. I just know that sentiment changes. As time moves forward, it always changes all the time. We have better SIRs here. Who has ever said Shrouded was better than Journey Together? But Journey Together singles are performing better than, the Shrouded Fable singles are performing better than Journey Together singles. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that the Persian was going to be doing better than the Salamis here? This is a better looking card. The Clefairy is clearly a better looking card. The Zoroark is better looking than Duskull. This Zacian is better looking than any of the Duskull evolution cards there. This Articuno is in pretty good competition with that Horsey, but the Horsey is 60 or whatever it was, and this card is $27. So I see this card at some point when sentiment finally changes doing exceptionally well, like really well. And this Whale Lord right here, which this Whale Lord actually reminds me a lot of the Magikarp, but I'm going to start calling this card the One Piece Whale Lord, and I'll show you why. I'm going to call that card the One Piece Whale Lord. And as I search for it, I'm at least going to switch the screen, so there's no point in you just watching Google searches. I had actually taken a picture of it, and I sent it to, let me see if I can find it that way. I had sent it to the Discord at some point, so maybe I can find it there. But like, there's just so much out there that people look past, and they get so mixed up with what we should be calling the noise. It should be that the noise of the things that people are just mentioning, people talking crap about sets. How often did people hear others say Surging Sparks wasn't great, that the Pikachu sucked? Now, out of nowhere, the top investment piece is Surging Sparks. And I'm not saying that I call it all, but I've been saying Surging Sparks, in my opinion, was second or third best in the SV era. Now, all we hear about in almost every single video is Surging Sparks. And I find that thing to be hilarious because people just, that echo chamber of whatever content creation is absolutely insane. Like, actually insane. Where is this thing? How do I look at, can I look at the attachments that have been sent into the Discord? I know I remember I had sent it at some point. I don't know where it is. There's a scene in One Piece where a whale pops up and the boat that they have is incredibly small. Let's see. And when we saw it, we were watching the live action and we saw it and we were like, what? My girl instantly said Whale Lord. She said it, not even me. And I'm the one that's heavily into Pokemon. And she said it. Where is this thing? Whale live action. See if it comes up like that. Live action scene. It's going to be hard to find. It's going to be hard to find. But the whale comes bursting like through the water. Just like this whale lord is coming up through the water as well. I'm not going to find it. I'm going to give up in a few seconds because I don't want to waste too much time on that. I don't want to waste your guys' time on it. But I'm going to start calling it the One Piece Whale Lord. And we're going to give it that nickname. But this was basically the scene where it did happen. So the whale was beside the little boat, and it had actually come up, and it was like almost identical to what the Whale Lord looked like. The clay.ir, I have one, but I could definitely, that's when I pulled, of course. I could definitely look into that. Yeah, I responded to you. I made sure to respond ahead. I was streaming for you, DJ. What do you think about Pokemon removing ETB and booster boxes from machines? We got 3 in a 5-mile radius, and all have been maintenance mode for a week. Going to be interested with the booster bundles and ETBs. So it's I think it's still going to be the same. I'm going to be honest. I think it's going to be the very, very exact same thing. I think people are still going to want booster bundles. You're still going to see prismatic booster bundles there, right? You're still going to see Ascended Hero booster bundles there. I think it's going to make no difference. The IP right now, the demand for everything within Pokemon is just too strong. Unless you remove, and it's not something that Pokemon's going to do, unless you were to remove like all the specialty sets, it's not happening. It's not happening at all, because that's what they're targeting when it comes to booster bundles and ETBs. And then the booster boxes, even though, yeah, people are targeting those as well, there's still really high demand for booster bundles. Like look at Ascended Heroes booster bundles. We're at $93, I think. There's a lot of demand for them. You know, the value is there, of course. So I don't think it's going to change much. I think you might run into times where you just can't find what you want, because now there's less variety, and people are going to pick on those specific items that are actually the top tier ones. So I don't think it's going to do much, honestly. I think Pokemon should just shut down the vending machines for now. It's just going to be a little too wild. You know, think about how, like, years ago on Black Friday, like not even that many years ago, people were like trampled to death just trying to get deals. You know, people talk about Pokemon people like doing this stuff, but regular people on a Black Friday within the US have actually killed other people. Literally stepped on them to death. We're talking about a mob of people not caring about who they're stepping on just to get something 50% off. So I think they should just remove the vending machines. As much as I would love a vending machine here in New York, I think it would actually be just another reason for something violent to happen. You know, even when I meet up, like when I told you guys that I met up with people locally to buy Destiny Rivals booster boxes, those are still $600 boxes, market price, because I bought them at $520. But the point is, people rob people all the time for much less. They hurt people all the time for much less. So I want vending machines here so that I can buy, but at the same time, I don't want them here because it's just going to be another place where people are going to get hurt. So yeah, I don't think it's going to make a difference, man. I think they should really just get shut down. Just shut them down. The Pokemon content getting so repetitive, most people watching really just there to support. Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's why sometimes I don't want to talk every video. Like, I know most of the time we are talking about investments. As a matter of fact, this is not just Pokemon. Like, when you look at investing overall, if you look at investing content, which it's out there and it's really popular, way more popular than Pokemon investing content, it is repetitive because it's all about either buying or selling. There isn't much more you could do with the investments aside from hold. And you can't make a video on holding. You know what I mean? So, and I say that because I watch like investment videos on like stocks and different things like that. So that's really what it's going to be. But as you're involved, if you are involved with investing, a lot of the time it's good to stay up to date. You know what's happening. Sometimes you might know when to make a move. for something. So it's good to stay up to date. And of course, if you enjoy whoever the content creator is, you support them, which is great as well. Um, yeah, there's not so much you can do. But sometimes because of that, I want to have a conversation with you guys, right? I want to talk about risk. I want to talk about the potential of something that you may have not seen. My last video, which once again nobody has really seen because YouTube isn't pushing, was about products that you were told not to buy, right? Sets you were told not to buy, but sets that have still succeeded, right? Like Temporal Forces. Um, in 2025, I believe it was in April, there were still Temporal Forces booster boxes on the Pokemon Center website. And I bought a few from there at MSRP, right? $161. They're at $333. They have doubled in the last year. That's 100% gains, right? So you were told not to buy temporal, and it's still appreciated, right? It was still something that was worth buying in reality. Yes, it's not evolving. Yes, it's not destined or ascended, but there are many other products out there that you could buy with a better entry point that will still gain you returns. So that's really what it's about. Even when people invest, like people that are actual investors, don't just buy one stock. They don't. They don't just buy that number one stock. Yeah, they buy a good amount of it, but they still end up buying other ones because there are other opportunities elsewhere that will still gain them good value. So that's happening in Pokemon all over the place. Every single product out there has appreciated. Every single one is being sold. People are buying from every single set, including Shrouded Fable, including Journey Together. It's why the market price keeps changing. For the market price to change, there has to be buys. So it's a thing that I try to do because there are other things to talk about, like things you might have missed, maybe looking at a potential of something, maybe looking into singles. I've been talking about grading a decent amount. I was thinking about making my next video cards that I think are worth grading, or cards that would age well, like that Mew that I just showed you guys. Yes, it's only $127.10, but with enough time, I think that Mew that people will ignore from 151, that half art Mew, will do well. We've seen many, many other cards that are half arts as well with popular Pokemon do incredibly well. So things like that. Me, for example, I don't listen to anyone advice. I literally just watch the support. Well, I appreciate you. I do appreciate you. I do help to help some people at sometimes maybe see other things that they didn't see before. But you should really not just literally listen to somebody's advice. You should take their advice and do something else with it, evolve it in some kind of way. Take it, look up the information, see if it's actually worth buying, see if the value is there, see if there's actual upside potential for that product, and then buy into it. I would never suggest buying into something just because somebody said that they bought into it without you doing your homework first. That's how it should always be. I have a master set of Shrouded. Was a set I started ripping when I got back in. Was so cheap, ripped hundreds of packs. Nice. There's a Rua. Yeah. There's a Rua for what? Which Zorua? You saying that might be a play there. I want to see which Zorua you're talking about. Which Zorua? Let me just look up Zorua alone. Because there are a few, right? There's a promo. There's the End Zorua Pokemon Center one. It's at $50. That could be a play. The Pokemon Center version of that could be a play. The Journey Together Pokemon Center promo could be a play. I'm actually planning on picking up some Journey Together Pokemon Center ETBs. Oh, what? Yo, I made a video about this just the other day. I made a video about the Journey Together Pokemon Center ETB was one of the items that were there. Oh, clear filters. I was about to say they were gone. There's only 51 left though, sitting at 205 for the Journey Together Pokemon Center ETB. I wonder if are you talking about the Pokemon Center promo? Zorua from Shrouded. That should come up right here as well. Yeah, it's right here. But think about it. It's at $22. This is at 20, but this honestly really is a better looking card. I don't know. In my opinion, you can let me know. People always say, you have your opinion based on what you value and how you value art, how you see it. I think this card is a much better looking card, but it is still a nice card. But this card was also really cheap before. It was also really cheap, up 95% in the last year. $10 card up to 22. You know, like, yeah, there's potential in so many different avenues here in Pokemon. Um, I really should have bought Shrouded Fable when my card shop had them for 80 a month ago. Yeah, but think about this. A month ago, I mean, we're discussing it now, right? And now that I'm discussing it to you, I'm almost like pitching it to you, and I'm not a large holder of Shrouded Fable, so I don't want you to take it that way. I just see potential in other things. Even though the masses, in the sense of content creators, will tell you otherwise, right? Um, I just don't follow. I mean, a lot like what Grim said. I mean, I am a content creator, so I'm listening to myself. But I look at things my own way. I look at it as a collector, as an investor, as somebody who's been, you know, around the IP since I was 10 years old, 11 years old. And I can identify what looks good or not, or what has potential, regardless of what people are saying out there. And if you've been around in my live streams, I've brought up Shrouded Fable quite a few times, right? And but the truth is that most people don't talk well about Shrouded Fable. Who talks about Shrouded Fable? These days, it's either Prismatic, Ascended, or Destined. That's it. As of late, Surging and Black Bull and White Flare. That's it. You're barely hearing about Sword and Shield, which are the products that are actually becoming rare by the day. Like there just aren't that many available, and so for that reason, with a few sales, they're going to start skyrocketing. But outside of that, those are the only sets they're talking about. Who's talking about Scarlet Violet base? Who's talking about the potential of Scarlet Violet base with the Slowpoke, the Drowsy, the evolution line of the routes with the Curlia, the Gardevoir, the Miraidon and Koraidon cards in there that like could be really really popular later on as time moves on, right? These are Pokemon that we're not accustomed to because they're part of the newer generations. But as time moves forward, people that like the newer generations are going to value those cards. So, do they have potential growth in the future? Very well, possibly. So most people aren't talking about those possible plays. So they don't, as of late, like Grim said, it's becoming really repetitive. People aren't changing things up. They aren't talking about other products and other possibilities. It's consistently the same thing. I do try to change it up from time to time. Like I said, I have conversation videos with you guys, whether it be about risk or high demand and just things that make sense, like a video I made about reputation. I'm not saying that I'm so different than all the content creators, but I try to mix it up. Um, but yeah, you're just gonna keep hearing the same exact thing, and for that reason, probably one of the main reasons why Shrouded Fable wasn't something that you were actually eyeing, right? You weren't really paying attention to it. You weren't really, you didn't really give yourself a reason to look at it, right? It's just the way it works. Dusko line might have popped from Pikachu James Turner. I don't know what that is, but it's not just that line. All Shrouded Fable cards have pumped, all of them. All it's insane. You hear him YouTube not pushing his vids, so you need to push that like. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, hit the like for sure. If you haven't subscribe. Eventually, I'll have to find a way to fix whatever's happening on my channel. I am going to contact the YouTube like content creator help thing or whatever. That I'll get to talk to somebody directly. But I have a feeling that they're not going to be able to help me. I have a feeling they're going to give me some BS excuse. And I think what I'm going to have to do is possibly take a week off, maybe even 2 weeks off. As much as I don't want to, because this really has become my like pride and joy. Like I really enjoy making content, so I might take a few weeks off to see if I could like shock the algorithm somehow. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. It's a little upsetting. I really don't want to do that, but we'll have to see what happens. I have 4 Surging Sparks ETBs, 4 Prismatic, and 6 Destined. Listen to your advice. I will say this. The Surging Sparks ones may perform a decent amount. Not as much as the Pokemon Center ones, though. So just be aware. Those are going to take time to age. You know what I mean? You can't really compare Surging Sparks to Destined Rivals because the demand for those Destined Rivals ETBs are much, much greater than Surging. Just, you know, keep that in mind. The prismatic ones is like I said, prismatic destined, the demand is higher for those. So it's a whole different story, but still not a bad product to have. With the new Armor Rouge coming in pitch black, will push the SV Armor Rouge up. Possibly. It's possible that that Armor Rouge is actually really nice, but it's also a newer Pokemon. You know, just like Ceruledge doesn't have that much of a high demand, but I think down the line it will. Jay, in the last month, I've added 0 sealed of significance. I'm up 10K in that month. I just checked. That is 6.8 more. Uh, just most are just not patient. It's called passive investing. But it's not only that. Like even when it comes to buying, people buy immaturely and like prematurely. They don't even want to let the prices drop. Doesn't It's so funny. The Shrouded, right? I saw that. Your video should be centered around low gem rates and high gem rate cards. The White Flare Zorua is crazy. It is really nice. I was just, it's actually, it's right here on the page. Yeah, I can attempt to, it's so hard because like, just like there are a lot of videos about sealed investing, there are also a lot of videos about cards with low gem rates, high gem rates. There are some people, there's like a channel called Poke King Shop. This is a YouTube channel that claims he is about like business content and distribution. I think he's really just trying to get money from people. He wants you to sign up to his distribution thing, and you got to pay like the lowest level is like $100 to get access to some product, $100 a month. And I think that's really what he's there for, just to get his business going and to be able to continue to get product from distribution and just make his account that much bigger. That's what I think he's there for. But he claims his content is that, and then you look at his content and he's pitching, singles to buy up right now to grade. So it's like all of that stuff. There's so many people involved in all of Pokemon investing, whether it's sealed or singles. So it's everywhere. It's tough to fight the competition. Either way, though, I do plan on doing some videos on singles because I'm actively doing that right now. I'd like to talk about the things that I'm actually doing as opposed to talking about something so far fetched. Like I'm not going to talk to you guys about a Cosmic Eclipse booster box. I'm not buying a Cosmic Eclipse booster box, so I'm not even looking at it. Yeah, is it moving? Is something happening? Is there some price action? 100%. But I'm not talking to you guys about things that I am not looking at. Every single thing that I'm actually talking to you guys about, I'm actually looking at. I mean, you could see it. I can't fit everything in the background. I'm actually going to have to start taking things down because things are starting to pile there. And I have like other bins that I normally put them in, but I've been lazy and I'm just putting them behind me. Um, but even though you're not seeing everything, every single thing that I'm talking about, I'm looking at like to actually buy. It's either I've bought it already or I'm in the process of buying it in that moment when I put that video out. So singles is something regardless of the competition. Don't think that I'm not going to do it. I'm still going to do it. I'm just saying there's a lot of competition out there. But I'm looking at singles currently. I have singles. I still have a ton of singles to pre-grade. Um, and I also am continuously buying more singles to then continue pre-grading even further. I want to have like a large submission. I may not send the whole submission at once because I'm a little concerned of like the submission getting lost. And I don't want a like 200 card submission to get lost. I would be really upset. So I don't know if I'm going to put them in like 50s, like a stack of 50, a stack of 50, and just keep it like that. But I plan on flooding PSA with a decent amount. Sylvester, what's going on, man? What's up? Make vids and put them in the bank and drop them. But that's the thing with Pokemon investing, you can't do that because prices are changing every single day. So if I make a video about uh an example, I mean, Journey Together is on my screen here. So let's say if I make an example of Journey Together being a good buy right now, next week it might not be, you know, different kind of vids. I could try. Once again, things change. I could make a video about singles, and today, there could be a card like the Rowlet at $6. Next week, by next week, there could have been a buyout, and the card could be at $12, and now people are like, "Whoa, that card is not $6 anymore. Where'd you get this?" And people criticize you a lot in the comments, and I know from experience, you know, um, that people do that, and I'm surprised. I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised this card has not been targeted yet. And I would assume that at some point it is. It's a starter, it's popular, it's a really, really nice looking card. It's a very distinct like art, like pretty cool card. Hard to confuse it with another one. It stands out. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they do buy out that Rowlet, right? The same thing with the Dene. The Dene is selling for $6 on TCG Player, but it's selling for like 12 on eBay. So I wouldn't be surprised. There was a day on the day of the sale of the Mayhem sale, there was 275 of these bought. And to be honest, oh, I just heard, why do people do that? Honk the horn so much. It annoys me. I don't even know if you guys hear that. Um, the Dene got bought out on the 29th. I don't understand why, because you're going to get cards that are so off center. Like, I don't buy singles off a TCG Player at all. Everything you get from here is incredibly off centered. So I don't, I watch the prices here. I use them to compare. Sometimes I go onto eBay, and you know how it says make an offer. I literally make them an offer, and I tell them I'm making you this offer because market is this price and you have it at this price. And I actually write to them, I hope this works out for the both of us. And sometimes they take it, sometimes they don't. But that's all I really use that for. While you take your 2-week break, you can make non-timely videos. Got you. Very cutesy. The rally, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'll think about it. But the real thing is just shocking the algorithm, somehow, so that it can actually trigger it back to working properly, so that my videos can actually have the opportunity to be seen by people, and then my channel can continue to grow. Because it's pretty frustrating for anyone to work on something and not have it succeed. It doesn't matter what it is. It's pretty frustrating, especially if it was already succeeding and out of nowhere there's this big decline, and you had nothing to do with it, and you don't know why it's happening. It's a little frustrating. You're trying to figure it out, and it just doesn't work. Let's see. You know what? I'm still looking at these. Somebody mentioned the clay doll IR. I think it was Rev. I did pull one. I did tell you guys that it's a really nice. Oh, I have a card to show you guys. I bought something for the PC. I might grade it someday. Let's see. Hold on. I'm running out of water and I feel so damn thirsty. Guys, I bought something for the PC. It's expensive. It is expensive, but I've been wanting it for a really long time. And I think this card is going to get even older. And I think that every single card from this set is going to continue to get more expensive as time moves forward. I don't think that we're going to be seeing cards from this set get cheaper. I'm not even kidding. I think that they're just going to keep rising. I think they're some of the best arts that we have ever seen in Pokemon. And this card included. This card, I think this card is good enough to take the spot of the top chase, in my opinion. Look at this baby. And look at this beautiful thing. Love this card. I'm so happy I bought it. This card could be the top chase in any set. I truly believe that. It could take the spot of that Umbreon if Umbreon wasn't just a more popular Pokemon than it was. This is a really nice card. It's definitely nicer than that Rayquaza, the VMAX. Really nice card. Yeah. I actually just bought a little like extending art, a little extending art case for this card. So it's gonna look pretty cool when I get that case, when I finally get it. Love the card. I've been wanting this card for a long time. Did want to show you guys that card. Love it. Do you believe that on release for the 30th celebrations, it would be the wrong time to buy? It all depends on what the price point is in comparison to MSRP. I just don't, people especially the botters and resellers, they're gonna try to milk you like as much as possible. They're gonna try to milk you so bad. It's gonna be a little scary. I honestly, you know what really sucks? I don't know. I don't know when we're gonna get to the bear market. You know, nobody knows. Um, sorry if you guys are hearing this. This is my little smoothie. Um, sorry, just making sure I don't have a message on my phone or something. Um, it's hard to tell when there's going to be a bear market. Like it's actually impossible to tell the future. Um, but I think during the bear market might be the best time to buy those. Anything the 30th, I'm still going to attempt to buy, you know, because I would like some cards from in there to grade. Um, but I think it's going to be mayhem at first. I think that all the botters and all those resellers are going to try so hard to just milk everyone and just try to make as much money as possible. This is their goal. Um, a lot of those things that you're seeing there on the secondary market are being bought by botters. Botters sell to rip and shippers. You know, it's like an easy money glitch. You know what I'm saying? You have people here in New York that I know are rip and shippers that I've seen on Whatnot, right? And so you wonder how they get all their product, right? And there are people who are well invested into bots that will just continue to buy the stuff up and are going to try to make as much money as possible. So we're just going to have to feel it out at first. We're really going to have to feel it out, see what prices are at the time in comparison to whatever that MSRP is. We're going to have, of course, ETBs, you know, but I don't know. We're going to have to see. The hype is at an all-time high. I want to see. I remember making a video on 25th celebrations ETBs, and they were like $130 at the time. I think it was last year, March. Let me see, 2024 March. No, sorry, 2025 March. Yeah, 131. I made a video on it, being possibly a good purchase. Dan, there's no more data before the 2022 on this on price charting. I was trying to see what it was worth when it first released because it really, for sure, whatever it would throughout that time, it was less than that. And you know, a lot of these anniversary sets perform well during anniversaries. So it's tough to think about possibly buying the 30th on the release. It all depends on your price point, you know, in comparison to what MSRP is. That's really where we're going to have to determine that. There's no way to really know. I don't think I would recommend buying 30th products on the 30th if you're just trying to buy it. I think it's going to be a little annoying. It's going to be a little crazy, I think. That's what everybody's excited for, you know. Um especially with all these reveals. You have the Umbreon and Espeon that's on the thumbnail that I was just showing you guys earlier. You have other cards, you know, new rarities that even though they're not the greatest looking cards, people are going to try to put a nice price point on them, especially if they're hard to get. I don't even know. We haven't determined how hard they're going to be to pull. The sets are generally like kind of small, right? In the celebrations, but you know, these cards aren't the greatest looking cards in my opinion. You know, but if they're hard to does that say promo? That's a promo. Okay. Then these will probably be UPC promos. Promo again. Right? So I don't know. We're gonna have to see what happens. People are gonna really try to milk it. And then we have these cards, the other promos. Yeah. Gonna be really hard to get. Did I just notice this? I was looking at all the Pokemon here. I think that's Mew. Is that Mew? Guys, I think that's Mew. Beautiful. It's on. I already had it on Poke Beach, right? Was it this page? I can zoom in a little further on Poke Beach. Is that Mew? I like seeing, like, I've been looking at the background. That's Mew. Let's go. I love that. I love that right there. I love that. I was observing like all the cards. They're a little hard to tell because the further they get, they're a little more blurry. That's definitely Mew though. That's nice. Beautiful. That's the only Pokemon that I did miss. I just didn't remember the names. I think this is like Cherry. I don't know what this thing is here. Um, that's pretty cool. So Mew's on that one, and Mew's on the Umbreon on the top right. I mean Mewtwo up here, which is pretty cool. It's so funny. So Pokemon, and this is just like an off-topic thing. So Pokemon clearly missed the mark with Pitch Black and having dark Pokemon in there. Then they make a card. These guys blow my mind. Then they make a card and basically put dark Pokemon. Like, I'm pretty sure Toxtricity, which I couldn't remember his name before, is like electric and dark. And Zoroa is whatever he is and dark. And then Hydreigon, the dragon type, is like dragon and dark. So, and then Zoroark is dark, except for Mewtwo. You know, and then you have Cresselia. Like, I don't think Cresselia is dark though, but it's just funny. Like, missed the mark with that set being dark. But yeah, these cards, like, I don't know, guys. These aren't going to be the most affordable things at first, especially at first, and maybe not ever, because we the 25th celebration cards, like none of them look this good. The Now, if we look at generations, we see cards in there that are really, really nice. Um, that are evolutions. There's cards with that. There's a card with Sylveon and Gardevoir is really nice. Um, so I don't know. I think these are going to be really, really expensive, but you know, it may be worth buying on release. It's so hard to determine what it's gonna be like, you know, in September, you know, or worth it, whether it's worth buying or not. So that's a really difficult question to answer. But I think it's all I could say is that I think it's gonna be really expensive. And we don't know when we're gonna get into a bear market, and unless we get into a bear market, it's gonna stay expensive. So if you want it, and it says here, this guy's assuming they're all UPC promos, but they all say promo on it, so whatever. It's not so much of a crazy call. Um, yeah, I mean, listen, you want it, just be whatever you get it at, whatever price you get it at. Just make sure it's something you're going to be happy with, and not something you're going to regret. I think that's the biggest thing out there. Like the only thing that I could really say that really actually matters. Just make sure it's something you like, and that you know you're not upset with when you buy. That's the biggest thing. You know. So that's right there. I think that's the best thing I could tell you because I'm gonna buy some. I would like to open some, grade some cards, and I'm gonna have to be happy with whatever the result of that is, right? If I buy a UPC and every single promo is off center, it's the risk I wanted to take, and I have to live with it and be happy with it. Hopefully, I can enjoy whatever else is inside at whatever price point I bought it at. Hopefully, it's something that I can buy decently. What I would say is try to pre-order if you can. If you can start at some point looking for pre-orders, that's what you really, really have to take advantage of. Those are probably going to be some of the best prices you're going to see, even though they're probably going to look like they're probably going to look expensive. Wow, I love Dragon. I love Dragonite. Yeah, I love that Evolving Skies Dragonite alt art. My daughter caught a Dragonair from the Safari Zone in Fire Red. I got it to Dragonite ASAP. Yeah, it's funny because Dragonites actually like they're harder to evolve because the amount of experience points per level is greater than other Pokemon, but they're also really strong. Have you ever bought the Neo Files? What? What is that? Bro, what are you talking about? Please. Oh, okay, I'm seeing something. The premium files. Wow. What is this thing? No, I mean, I've seen the cards, like the Feraligatr from here, the Typhlosion, of course, the Meganium, but I've never bought this like folder looking thing. It like comes in a folder. No, never. Okay. It's kind of cool though. It's giving me Japanese Southern. Let me just show it to you guys. It's giving me Japanese Southern Islands vibes. So these are the files. I guess all three are files, and they call them the Neo Premium files. They're Japanese clearly, because they're not the same in English. So that's the first one. Can I zoom in? Okay. First one, it's got Gen 2 Evolution line, which we've all seen these cards before, but they're part of this like file. This is the next one, which has all of these. This in English is a movie promo, right? This card is also really nice. Um, really nice cards overall. I've never seen this thing like this before though. And next, what is the last one? Okay, all the dogs, legendary birds, Skarmory, Celebi, Sneasel, and Sudowoodo. Pretty cool though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad you brought this up just because it looks really cool. This looks really cool. Hopefully, easy pull. Hopefully, I mean, at a certain, I guess all we can do is hope, man. It is Mew and the Umbreon has Mewtwo. Yeah, I'm seeing that for sure. Sorry, my phone froze. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I found it. I found it. Thank you for bringing it up. I never seen it before. But it is reminding me of the Japanese Southern Islands, which I was gonna buy the full set. Uh, the guy I was gonna buy it from wanted. I can't remember if it was 2K or 4K for the full sealed set. Okay, I guess I have to write Pokemon in here because it brought up real Japanese Southern Islands. This image right here is how they come sealed. The Japanese Southern Islands come like this, sealed. And you take them out of this packaging, and you'll have your Japanese Southern Island Mew, everything, all the amazing cards, and yeah, they look really good. They're like really nice looking cards. The Southern Islands cards are really nice. The Slowbro is one of the favorites for sure. It's a really nice card, especially in hand. The Mew as well is probably the most loved card, the most coveted out of all. Really nice as well. This hollow pattern here is not like this. It's not flat. It looks amazing, actually. It actually looks amazing. So yeah. Yeah, this is how they look. This is the pattern with like Cosmo Hollow, sometimes swirls. I bought this card for my fiance in English, since she loves that card. It's like her favorite card. And then next to that card, I'm gonna have to one day buy her the Cleffa, Iggly, and Togepi like GX Sun and Moon promo. I'm gonna have to. They're shooting up in price now, of course. Everything, like I said before, every opportunity out there, people are just gonna look for them, man. I think the English is better. For what? For the Southern Islands? To be honest, they all look great to me. Like the Japanese looks good. The English one looks good. Oh my god. Come on, camera. Why don't you? Oh, there you go. It's in this case. It's in a snug fit sleeve. That sleeve allows it to fit inside this case. So I just put it in there for her because she wanted to display it in some kind of way. But it's a really nice looking card. And it's an expensive looking card. Not expensive looking, it is expensive. Oh, it fell. Whatever, it's fine. Luckily, it's in the case. Right. I bought Rayquaza full art. in a 9 for 15 bucks and a Roaring Moon SIR in a 9 for 27 bucks in auction. When? How? Where? That's nuts. Oh, okay. All right. I'm just trying to make sure. Sorry, guys. um, wait. Did I win this auction? I'm confused. Yeah. Oh, I won that Xerneas auction, and I forgot about it. The guy could have won. He could have won. Oh, it says, what are you talking about? Process in 7 days. I won the auction. Pay now. Yes, pay now. Thank you. Give me that card as soon as possible. eBay is so funny. You won the auction. We'll charge you in 7 days. No, I don't want this card in 3 weeks. Give it to me now. What's wrong with you? So silly. Silly eBay. Just right now, it's live. Fanatics live. I've never shopped on Fanatics. Is it worth it? I mean, I guess it is if you're buying cards for that cheap. I don't remember. It's just on. I've never shopped here before. This is just on fanatics.com, correct? Is this the site? I just want to confirm. I've never shopped on it before. So is this the site? I guess it must be. There's auctions. Fanatics is extremely slow. Oh, Unc, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Dios, what's going on? Fanatics is extremely low in processing payment and using their vault, but the discounts are huge because not a lot of people look at it. Also, it has to be specifically Fanatics Live. Here we go. This it? Brought me to a damn show. What are we doing here? Hold on. Let me see if I ever made a login for this because um I remember Catch 'em All Collectibles. I think he's on here. And I think I might have created a sign in one time before just to go like watch his thing. Let's see. All right, I do have a sign in. Let's go. Where are we looking for these auctions though? I see. I don't even know where I'm going. This is how little I've never used this site. I think I used them all just at one time for Catch 'em All Collectibles. I believe it's Fanatics Collect 2 where you can look at auctions or buy it now with offers. I only bought from Catch 'em All Collectibles. Okay, there you go. Well, that's the person that got me to sign in one time. Um, but even that, like this is I don't even. So you go to him, and then what? What does he have? How do you buy from him? He's live right now. What, you bought it live on his stream? Like you were on this screen right here and bought it live? It just said he's live. Why does it not? Okay. Oh, you bought it like this. It's kind of like Whatnot. Is this how you bought it live like this? It sucks you guys can't hear. Like it doesn't allow. Like, I know you guys can't hear. I don't know how to get it to do that. I don't know. Audio. Yeah, I don't know how to allow the sound to come in. You're bidding I wasn't looking. I don't know how to allow the sound on the screen to come in through the stream. I know you guys can't hear any of it. The only way you guys can hear it is if I put up the volume and put the mic against this thing. I don't know how to change that over here on StreamYard, which there has to be a way. I've seen people do it. I just don't know how to do it. What is this? Is this a freaking mystery slab thing? Oh, this is a little bit of gambling going on here. Wow. What is that even worth? That's not worth I know that card is not worth that much. He bought that for $250? No, there's a volume symbol on the top right for this stream, but for StreamYard to put it through onto YouTube so that you guys can hear his stream, I don't know how to edit that. I don't know how to get it to work. Private, whatever. Yeah, I don't know how to get that to work properly like that. I don't know why. That has no volume on it either when I do it that way. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. Yeah, I don't know how to get that to be I tried it before, I don't know how to make it function. But yeah, that's a $250 thing he just bought that guy. It's gone now, but it was 250. What was that? Uh, Venusaur, where are you? What are you in a 10? 127, but the guy paid 250. Smoked. Absolutely smoked. Absolutely just smoked. The house always wins. All right, guys? Any form of gambling, you might think that it's not. The house always wins. Smoked at 250 and he got $127. Uh, smoked. Yeah, that's too funny, man. That's too funny. And then when they put cards like this, do they put 10s? This is one thing that like makes me not trust people. And I'm sorry, I don't have anything against Ketchum Collectibles or Mr. Poke Knowledge. Do they put 10 10 graded slabs here on here? This is like a whatnot thing. On whatnot, they'll put all 9 slabs. People will overbid, overpay on 9s. And then they'll show you a card like this. That's a really nice card that's appreciated a lot, and it's never well centered. Oh, let's ignore those white. No, no, you can't wipe that white dot off, sir. I'm sorry, you cannot. Yeah. And what about the top right corner? There's a third dot there, but we'll ignore it. We'll ignore it. Do a little quick. Do a little quick with that little thin right border and a thick left border. This is just like whatnot. I don't have nothing against these guys, but yeah, this is hilarious. All right. Okay, how do we pause this? Oh Lord. That's just like whatnot though. 8, 9s, and 10s, but the 10s got to be rare. It looks like they're not putting the 10s out that much. They're only putting them in the little packs, and they're always low value 10s because the majority of times you lose. But yeah, I mean, I can see why it's fun. I mean, whatnot is fun as well. Um, but there's a lot more going on whatnot. There's a lot more action and The people there are so loaded, like, so loaded. I don't know if you guys saw, there was a video on Instagram, this guy bought, like, a lot of cards, a lot, and he was a Whatnot streamer, and he actually, like, advertised himself on that little clip, you know? Whatnot is shady. In what sense do you believe Whatnot is shady? And it's not Whatnot that's shady, it's that there are certain people that are on Whatnot that are shady, and I promise you that it's the same way on Fanatics and every other platform. There's shady people on eBay, there's shady people on YouTube, there's shady people on Facebook. People in general, like, there's just shady people out there. There's people out there you can't trust, and there's people out there you can trust. Um, but I will say that there are people on Whatnot that are well trusted, that take care of you well. They don't do anything, like, crazy. They don't we're not talking about people that rip and ship and steal your cards, but, like, people that have entertained a rip and ship, and you see these videos of them getting, like, robbed, it usually happens to be somebody you can tell a low quality setup that hasn't been around much, that isn't trusted, and people still go ahead and jump in on those rip and ships and decide to trust those people that they should have never trusted in the first place. And now he's showing off another 151 Charizard with a really bright looking dot on the back and well off centered. No possibility to get a 10 at all. But sell it at the all-time high. Avoid the Whatnot garbage and just use Fanatics Collect. It's their version of eBay. Fanatics Collect is different than what we were looking at just now. Like I said, I don't use Fanatics, so let me know. But like I said, there's shady people everywhere. I don't know, and another thing is that Whatnot is so much more popular than Fanatics that you're never gonna see the amount of videos of things happening on Whatnot in comparison to Fanatics. You'll never see that many videos of Fanatics, like that many clips of things happening. It's Whatnot is so much bigger in the sense of, like, how they're selling. Like, it's insane. It's insane. Good smoothie. But the truth is that it just isn't worth attempting to trust people that are purely after money. Like, this is like I said, I don't have anything against these people at all. But hold on. All right, I guess I'll never find it. Um, the fact is that once people make this like their business, they do things that make them seem like they don't have the greatest morals. Like, they they'll grade every card, right? Given, and they'll only sell you cards that are not grade worthy. So there's no way for you to make money. And everybody is trying to make some kind of money. Everybody wants good value, good opportunity. And a lot of times when people make this their business, they don't give you that opportunity. And it feels a little scummy because, when you take care of people in a way where everybody can eat, like, I can eat, you can eat, it just makes a great ecosystem, for both the buyer and seller. And most of the time, that's not the case, especially with people that make things their business, like this. But from time to time, you do run across people who actually sell you cards that are worth grading. There are people out there as well that don't even want to deal with grading, and there are trusted sellers on both sites. I'm pretty sure Whatnot and Fanatics that are trusted and don't want to deal with the grading part and allow you an opportunity to make money yourself, just as they're making selling you the raw card. So, but I notice all these little things when somebody is trying to sell cards that are only off center. like on Fanatics Live, like just now. He showed that Blastoise had 3 huge white dots. He showed a Charizard had a huge white dot and also off center. Um, he's not going to give you an opportunity. I could already tell he's not going to give you an opportunity to make some kind of money or just to take advantage of something to profit yourself. Um, and that's what we're dealing with across the board with a lot of these things that are happening right now, you know. So, but like I bring up Whatnot because I actually have found good sellers on there with great reputations that sell 10 worthy cards. I've actually had a guy, I told him, like, show me, like, he had like I forgot several uh Gold Star Greninjas, and I said, give me the sorry. So there's they're called claims. So you would go to a Whatnot streamer and he would have cards there, and what a claim would be was you would pick all the cards that you want, and he would tell you all the values, and you guys will negotiate a price. And I had a lot of like 15 cards, and I told him, okay, I want all the cards that you truly believe, and this is because I trust the guy, would be a 10. Out of 15 cards, I ended up with 3. He could have lied at any time. He could have, hid things, and he didn't. There are trusted people out there. There are people that are actually good people. So, that creates a good space for both the buyer and the seller. When somebody's really transparent and somebody's really trustworthy, it makes you come back. Snack bread, what's going on, brother? Yeah, bro, we're so cooked with these new promos for get. Yeah, the Espeon and Umbreon ones are just top tier. You're right. I always use eBay, but I have been ripped off, but got my money back. Yeah, eBay. See, so Whatnot also has really good, but Whatnot protect. Wow, Whatnot also has really good buyer protection. I have had instances where I do buy a card from somebody that I didn't know and showed off a card real quick, and then I got it, and the back is damaged. Whatnot didn't even want my card back, and they gave me the money. So now I got this card and the money and the money back. So they do well with that. And eBay has also protected me in the past. I haven't had too many instances, to be honest, though. But in those specific ones, I have been helped out by both eBay and Whatnot. They've always taken care of me every single time. So it all depends on who you're buying from, right? For you to even have to deal with those situations. But like I said, I've barely ever dealt with that myself. I've barely run into that problem. I usually go to the people who are trusted. I look at their reviews, and that's just how I do everything. I mean, I would pay higher with someone I trust and can return to. I mean, it makes all the difference in the world. It's just like my LGSs. I've told this story so many times. There's one LGS that I was supporting like a good amount. And as Pokemon got crazier and crazier and then the man grew, he like worked with me less. Like and I mean, like, he offered less deals to me, even though he knew who I was. And of course, he knows I spend money. Like, I walk in and his eyes light up because he's thinking to himself, like, I'm going to make money. But if you don't like take care of me, I'm not taking care of you. So I stayed away for a good while. I went one last time. I actually went on Valentine's Day. Me and my girl went out to eat, had a great dinner. And I guess she felt like, like, let's do something for you as well. So we went to that LGS. Not that me eating with her wasn't for me as well. It's just her way of thinking, like, but we go there, his eyes light up again. And it's funny because my fiance notices, like, wow, this guy like likes you. And I go in, he offers no deals. I ask him, like, can you, like, what could you work with me on this booster box? You're above market. He's like, no, I can't. And I'm like, all right, no problem, not buying it. Next booster box, same thing. And the next one, the very, very same thing. Like, they're all above market, doesn't want to work with me. And so the result was that I haven't been back since. And it's been what now? 3 months? Going on 6? It's the thing, as a business owner, and even if you are a Whatnot streamer, you are technically a business owner of yourself. And there are people who just solely do that on Whatnot and make a lot of money. Believe it or not, these guys are making a lot of money, like more than any of us, even in this stream right now, are probably making like a lot of money. And so it becomes their sole business. It becomes their the way that they fund their life. And if you don't have the greatest people skills and you don't create that kind of ecosystem that keeps people coming back, how are you supposed to survive? How are you supposed to expand? You know, it's not going to happen. It's just not, but people sometimes like lack that understanding, you know, I don't know. It feels like it's like distasteful sometimes. That's why I tell you guys, even on YouTube, like I stay away from the drama because the drama is like really distasteful to me. It's just like childish, and I'm past that. But yeah, I wonder. We still got to get through a lot with Pokemon. The discussion is always all this stuff. Is it going to crash? Just things that are coming into mind right now because Snack brought up the promos again. Man, this stuff is going to be crazy. The only good thing right now is that things are actually pulling back. I didn't get to discuss this too much. We got into different conversations, but do you guys see that Destin is no longer like it was at 650? It's at 598. Came down $50. Came down $50. Ascended came back 10. We saw that earlier. Prismatic is under 160 per ETB, I believe. Opportunities are going to start showing up. It's at 160. Went back up. I believe opportunities are going to start showing up. The SPC is back under 300. Who knows? You know what I didn't look at? Sword and Shield, which these are probably not going to drop much if they drop. This is why I'm saying these items that are much more scarce, probably not going to drop. They rise and go flat. Maybe they have a little correction after they increase in value, but like they have like these corrections, got up to 473, which at the time was that little high right there after pulling back from 486. Like 473 came back up. Like this stuff is this is throughout the year though. It just keeps rising, and these products are clearly more scarce. 53 boxes left of Silver Tempest. Yeah, these aren't pulling back really. Not right now. I can't wait for this set. What is it pre-ordering at on TCG Player? Because we know it's going to be a little inflated. 258. Oops. Not bad. Decent amount of buy volume. Oh my God, it's going to jump so quick to 275 in the first page. 10 sales, and there's going to be a sale at 275. If this continues, which it seems like it will, it's going to be at 275. I can't wait for this set to come out. Not only am I excited for the set, but like now we're moving on to the next thing, which is actually getting to the 30th, getting even closer to the Rayquaza set. Oh my gosh. It's not even about getting great deals all the time, but it's about willingness to work on it. But that's what I'm saying. You got to create that environment. You got to be that. You got to actually be that person where greed isn't the only thing that, like, the word that really defines your character, and you see that so often, and it makes you not want to deal with that person. It makes you not want to work with them. It's just crazy how people do this stuff. You get yourself involved in a business that has to do with people, but then you have like no people skills. The Perfect Order Clefairy is so underrated. Underrated. I don't think it's underrated. I think it's the best illustration in that set. I don't think it's underrated just because it's expensive for what an illustration rare is. And the only reason that this card isn't more expensive is because there's always a lot of them on the market. You know what I'm saying? Look, 761 listed, $30 for the card. It's a beautiful card. So, like, if you think about like how much people in comparison to Ascended Heroes, how many are holding Perfect Order? Like, I personally don't have one booster box of Perfect Order, not one. So people get their hands on Perfect Order and they rip it. So they're ripping Perfect Order. All these illustration rares continue to come to the market. And then you have something like Ascended Heroes where people, instead of ripping them, they're holding And so now whenever you look at the cards, even though they're illustrations, you barely see any available. Let's go down to the illustrations. Mimic, look, half at 249 listed. 249. I mean, there's also a huge demand for it, but still 249. The Clefairy is in high demand as well. It's a really nice card. It's for sure my favorite card, aside from the Meowth in perfect order. But you'll see that across the board here. 89 listed. This is listings, but the quantities are different, but there still aren't that many. The Erica's Tangela, 287. Right? That card was 700 and something, the Clefairy. How many were listed? 213. There's always been a lack of singles for Ascended Heroes, right? Seeing that like Black Bull and White Flare, we didn't get much product at all. Like we really haven't gotten much of it. If you look at all the illustration rares as well in Black Bull and White Flare, you'll see that there aren't many either. And for that reason, these cards have value because there seems to be a sense of scarcity there. There just aren't that many. 40 listed. You see what I'm saying? 40 of just this card listed. So not only are people starting to hold Black Bull and White Flare, but we just didn't even get that much come to the market anyways. So it creates a sense of scarcity, and when things are more scarce in a time where there's so much demand, like it's going to show in value. So we have a lot of Clefairies in the market, and for that reason, it's just not as valuable as some of the other ones. But it is by far the nicest illustration rare in this whole set. It's a really, really nice card. You know, I was talking about this card from the start. Really, really nice, and it seems to connect to Clefable as well. So that's cool. But yeah, and then Meowth here is really nice as well. I mean, it's nothing too crazy either, but it's nice. The colors pop. It's nice looking, you know. So I got an LGS near me who will straight up tell me if got it in low, they can give me a better deal, or they tell me they got it in high and help me find a cheaper option somewhere else. Yeah, that's rare though. I'll tell you that's rare. That's I don't know. That's a diamond in the rough, to be honest. That's what it feels like. It's a great thing to have. Yo, what's up? What's going on, Yuri? What's going on, man? I'm picking up a Mega Gengar PSA 10 being saving up cash finally to get this Grail. That's insane. You talking about the Ascended Heroes one? That's crazy. That's what is that thing selling at right now? Like 4K? 3K? I don't even know. Well, I never thought about that. Yeah, that's what matters. If we don't have a lot on the market, it creates that sense of scarcity. And the people listing, the sellers, they know this. So it allows them to raise the price that much more. It's like when people grade a card and there aren't that many of those cards in the 10 in existence, they just aren't. It allows them like a free open market to just list it at whatever price they want temporarily until a sale is finally made, a market price is finally determined, and then they can no longer do that. But when there isn't much available of anything, it typically is more expensive. I'm holding PO until my son gets home from vacation. Then we're ripping it, but not Ascended Heroes sealed. We have exactly. That's perfect point right there. Perfect point. People want to hold Ascended. Not only that, like when you buy Ascended, it's so expensive that it makes it so hard to justify ripping. You know, like Destined Rivals. I didn't get to rip much. Will I buy a booster box to hold? Yes, I will hold it. I am a big believer that the box will reach 1K one day, but is it worth ripping at $650? Am I going to get that value back if I rip? No way. No shot. No shot. So it's way too hard to justify that. Look up the big illustration rares in Black Bull and White Flare. There are barely any at less than 40. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. The real point was that I didn't want to, it's very, very easy to pick specific things to try to prove a point. A lot of times people pick things to prove their point, and if you look a little deeper, you can pick something else and be like, wait, that's not true. This guy just purposely picked this specific one because it was going to side with him. But I purposely picked a random one just to show an example of cards that aren't on the market. It just aren't that many. I didn't want to choose a card that I knew about. You know what I mean? Because then it really wouldn't be a legit argument or debate. You know what I'm saying? It was just an honest way of doing it, right? I could pick any illustration right here. I already know I already know because we haven't had much product in the market and people are actually starting to hold it. So I could pick anyone here, one that I don't even know, like this Pansage that I don't know, like I don't care about this card whatsoever. 34 listed, right? Of course, the higher ones because they're higher in demand. That's why they're valuable, right? Like the Dwebble, as of late, has been getting much love. 38 listed. Even that. Look, it just, like I said, it was just an honest way of showing it because it proves the point. In an honest way, not just me trying to pick and choose something to be right. You know what I mean? Mikhovs, what's going on, brother? Sheesh. Sup, went to a pretty cool card show today at a mall. Bought $850 Japanese booster box of Dream League. What is that? I'm actually interested in what it is because Japanese booster boxes look pretty damn cool. Dream League. Where's the box? Images, maybe? Oh, Dream League has these cards in it. Dream League has this in it? Is this team up? Dream League has this card in it? It's got to. It says Dream League. Where's the box? I want to see what the box looks like now. Where's the box? Why did I write booster box? Maybe this is a fake one because it says 70. It's got to be fake. No packs. No packs. No packs. Still, I can see how it's a beautiful display. It's got red, Lily. Who is this right here? I don't know this character. And I forgot this one, which is in Chaos Rising. Really cool looking box, though. The Japanese boxes that are like these wider boxes, that even the skinny ones, they look so cool. Like so cool. Yeah. They're pretty cool looking. I like how they look. Like I actually like how they look like in displays and in the acrylics. They look sick. It's selling 3K. Yeah, Ascended Heroes. I missed the Umbreon when it was 2.6K, but Ascended is a better set, and I got a Gengar VMAX PSA 10. The only Ascended seal I got is a PCETB for 65 each. Nice. Umbreon Prismatic Evolution is now selling for 6.5K to 8K, which is nuts. But I'm out. Move on Adaptive, sadly. Yeah, I get it. But I do got the OG Umbreon, Pristine 10 Beckett, if you remember. Yes. Not bad. I mean, listen, sometimes these things get out of hand, but you also have to it's okay to let that stuff go for now. I know we want them, but at least we know singles fluctuate a lot throughout the years. Like when this hype finally dies down, that Umbreon probably won't be worth 6.5K anymore. It'll probably drop back down to 4.3 through like 3 or 4K. Who knows? I'm just speculating, right? Where we can't tell the future, but we would have to assume that it is going to pull back a decent amount. We'll have to see though, because the people who do hold the slabs are going to continue to try to hold the value. So if they do sell them, they're not going to want to sell them below market like that badly. So glad my friend brought this channel up. Appreciate the insight. No problem, brother. This is what we do here. This is what we do. Even though my channel's struggling, I'm letting you know now. My channel, I don't know what's happening with the algorithm. YouTube is not pushing my channels. I showed everybody earlier. Like I had all my videos were like at 2,000 to 3,000 views. Because YouTube pushes it out, and it happens over time as YouTube notices that there is demand for your content, and so that's you just growing your channel, subscribers, everything. And in the last week, there's such a big drop off that I'm only getting like 300 views, which is insane from 2,000 or 3,000. So I don't know what I have to do to the algorithm. And so I may attempt to shock the algorithm and not post for a week or two and then make videos again and see what that does. Because it's frustrating to work on something and it just not perform. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope you understand. Box is stupid sweet. I bet I saw another one, man. I forgot which one it was. It was on, it popped up on Facebook as I was looking at Pokemon booster boxes, and I didn't care that I didn't recognize the box, like the set. It was another Sun and Moon box. But I didn't care because the box looked that good. And it was like $500. I forgot what it was. Let me see this. Let me just Google. I'm gonna just Google Japanese Sun and Moon booster boxes. See if I see it, if I notice it. I mean, now they're mixing in English ones as well. The Unified Minds Japanese box is also really nice. What is this one? This was the one. Champion Road. Champion. This is open though. I want to look at it closed. Let's see now. Let's see. I'm going to show you right now. This box right here. This is a beautiful looking box. Look at this. Look at this box as a display with an acrylic. This box is beautiful. Like absolutely gorgeous. Just like the Pokemon on here, Salamence, Banette, Ludicolo, Scizor, Feraligatr, Blaziken, Articuno, Mr. Mime, Dunsparce, and the fat one. Slack off. Oh my. This box, it's a beautiful box. I'm just saying the Japanese boxes display so well. They look so nice. Yeah, came with an acrylic. Is Oshawott from White Flare a buy or wait? Isn't it at like an all-time high right now? I love that card though. It is a really nice card, Oshawott. See. Holy crap. Yeah, personally, me, man, this is just absolutely crazy. Like, why? Like, at what point do people start saying that this card is worth this much? I'm not saying that it's not a nice card. I'm not saying it's not a nice card, but why is this card in particular, out of all the illustration rares, $100 basically? Like, why is this the Snivy? Where's the Snivy at? Which one has the Snivy? The Snivy is really nice. It's not $100. This Duragon is really nice, not $100. This Lillipup is also incredibly nice. The Tepig is really nice at $34. Why is that one at 95? I don't know. A little questionable for me. Even the Keldeo and it's an SIR 71. Why is this $95? I want to know why. Is there like a crazy value for it? In a 10? Maybe. Am I spelling it right? I don't know if I spelled it right or not. All right, I did. What is it in a 10? 680? Has that been recently climbing? I mean, not really. It's a decent amount for an illustration where 680. Maybe that's why. Maybe because of its PSA 10 value. I don't know, man. For me, I don't know. I don't see the value. I feel like it's going to drop off too much at some point. That's crazy. This card was like $30. 40 in February. And it's more than doubled. I don't know. It is a nice card, though. That's really a decision you're going to have to make, a personal decision. It's not a buy for me. It's not a buy for me. Unless I'm going to buy it to grade, unless I can see it in hand and it's grade worthy, and I am going to grade it and get rid of it and not keep it and not like fall in love with it, then yes. But at the same time, when you grade, you're gonna get if you're graded with PSA, you're gonna get your box your card back like 6 months from now. We won't know where this card will be. We don't even know where the market's gonna be. But PSA is not open now, and when they do finally open back up, it'll probably be at the end of the year, and then you're looking into the middle of next year to get your card back. So something to think about, but it is a really nice card though. I've loved that card the moment it was released, but it just at that value, like I said, unless I'm gonna grade, I don't need it right now. That's me. Man, your insight is awesome. So true about the slabs and holding. We still got pitch black for Quasi set 30th anniversary before we see what's happening right now with demand so high. I mean, I appreciate that you actually appreciate my insight. Um, but I'm one of you guys. This is it's the one of the greatest things that we can do is talk with each other, bounce ideas off of each other, brainstorm. I'm no more. I'm no different than you guys. I'm really not. So it's just great that we can have the opportunity to just have these conversations. That actually works. I used to watch a thrift guy on YouTube that didn't post for a month and came back talking about he made more money than ever, not making content. I don't know that I just don't know what else to do. You know what I mean? Like I'm not doing anything different with my content, and I don't understand why. I am going to contact. I am going to contact the YouTube like customer support thing or the content creator support thing, and see what they say. It is going to suck because this is like my hobby. Not only is just Pokemon overall my hobby, but this making content is like my real pride and joy now. Like this is what I love to do, and it's gonna suck not to do it for a week or two. But for I guess for the greater good, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, it's too bad we don't get good looking artwork on our products. They go way out the way. Yeah, the Japanese booster boxes look insane. They do. I mean, I don't know what's been happening as of it's what's funny. The thing is that if you look at the older booster boxes, which you see Pokeplumber post a lot of, like on his Instagram, let's see. As a matter of fact, let's see if he's still. Let's see. Let's see if he still has that video up. Little video. I guess he's a Knicks fan. Wow, I did not see this. This looks nice. Let's see. Hold on. Hold on there. Post. Why you got to move? What are you in a rush for? Look at how they look look. That's why I'm saying in hand things can change. That looks really nice. The colors look really nice. Uh I love this card, man. I pulled this card myself. It's clearly not a 10. Mine was way off center. Yo, this card is beautiful. I, I don't know where he had that post. Let's see if it's on his channel. Here we go. No, no. Here we go. Look how beautiful these boxes look. And now what we're getting is either a plain white box, where this like even this like piece right here that has like the Pokemon on it come like to down like here. They like cut them in half. They just don't look as good anymore. The Japanese ones though, the Sun and Moon ones look really good. But then again, the English Sun and Moon boxes also look good. So I almost got some of the Colorado Japanese box I never seen before, so I don't know what set it was. Yeah, I mean, at some point, it almost feels like who cares what set it came from? Like it just looks good, and somebody who likes Pokemon, yeah, which would be you or myself, would just appreciate it. Like that box that I pointed out, I don't even know what's in that set, and I don't care to know what's in that set, but it looked amazing. That booster box looks so cool, So I hope for the new era they go back with the Pokemon art in front of for the booster box. No hate on Mega Evolution, but I love seeing the Pokemon on the front. Yeah, 100%. I don't. Do I have one? It's all the way up top. The one Mega booster box I have displayed. I do have a case for a Chaos Rising case, but I never opened this, so I don't have one to display for that either. But yeah, I don't like them not showing the Pokemon in the front for sure. Pokeplane, what's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. What's up? Because it's not in Okeechobee. What? And Oshawa is a more loved starter out of the three. Oh, I know that. I do know that. I mean, Snivy is pretty well loved as well. Snivy is really well loved. Tepig by far the least. But still, I don't know. I haven't heard anybody talking about this Okeechobee guy. I haven't heard many people talking about that artist, and I think I would know if it got said a lot. Now there are groups of people that do talk about like artists and stuff like that, but outside of that group of people, I've never heard anybody mention that artist. So I don't know if it's really that, but it's hard to try to justify that Oshawott being $95. I want it so bad, but yeah, it's really soared. Yeah, it's insane. I would just keep an eye on it. Yeah, of course, no problem. But listen, at the end of the day, you're trying to make yourself happy. You know, it's not me you're making happy. It's you. So if you really want that card, then buy it. If you really want it, but also, just consider the condition of it, especially with like the more expensive a card gets, the more even further you should be looking into the condition of the card, even the centering of the card. You want to get yourself the best possible version of that card if you can, because it's so expensive now. So that's all I would say on that, just so that you could maybe think a little further on it. It will be 8+ months if you grade with them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you don't know where the market's going to be at the time. But you know, it all depends on when they open that back up. Because yeah, we don't know, and we have so much to go through still, right? We have the 30th and Rayquaza set, which we've spoken about numerous times. We also have the Lucario Aurora Seeker one that's next year, and there are going to be several more other mega sets out there. So the demand is probably going to still be there, but depending on what happens, when is Wind and Wave? Let me see that. That I think is going to be the real dagger in the market. Possibly. What is it called? Wind and Waves. I'm just looking at an article right now. Um, Says something about 2027. It says Pokemon Wind and Waves is launching in 2027 on the Switch 2, the game. Which I know that they do like to release like those gens with the TCGs. They might stagger a little bit, maybe one before the other, but it'll be somewhere around that time. So sometime next year, we get Winds and Waves, I guess. And yeah, I don't know where the market's going to be. Is there going to be demand for that set? Maybe, maybe not. We already know that Scarlet and Violet definitely helped the market cool off because people weren't exactly loving the new generation. The three new starters don't all exactly look great. I'm pretty sure we don't know the evolution lines as of yet, but the starters don't look great. So it all depends what the Pokemon look like in that gen. Demand might taper off around that time. So you might be getting PSA cards back during the time that the market actually starts cooling off. That's the scary part of it. Like if you're going to grade, cool, but those prices might change. Glory Team Rocket boxes are so good looking. Yeah, they are. They for sure are. That's what I'm saying. Those boxes, those big, the wider ones, like the black, I think, yeah, black and white were also wide. Yeah, I think the ones I'm talking about are the specialty ones, like the Temporal Forces. Not so sorry. What am I saying? Terrestrial Festival. Those boxes didn't look that great. The V-Star Universe one doesn't look, in my opinion, didn't look that great. Not in comparison to the wide boxes. The wide boxes always look better. The Pokemon are just well displayed. They're bigger, and it just looks like more. So it's more appealing to the eye, I would say. You should look up the artist Okochiki. Out of the people that do follow artists artworks, he is for sure one of the bigger. Let's see. For me, like I feel like I'm gonna look it up on TCG Player so it brings up all his artwork. For me, it really doesn't matter who draws it as long as the art is good. Because that one artist can draw one card really well and draw the other ones not so well. I mean, like for me, just looking at the cards right now, like these cards to me are okay. AZ's Tranquility being one of the recent ones. This is actually a really nice card. This Calyrex card is okay. This I do out of all the V Maxes that came out as promos, this is the one that I like the least. I don't know why it was drawn like this. I don't like it. Honestly, that's just me. I do like this Hoopa card. I think it's really cool. Aside from that, all the cards are nice. But like I said, I don't know the artist, but the cards are nice. But I hate how he drew this. I absolutely hate how he drew this card. Like if we look up the other two promos, the Jolteon VMAX and the Vaporeon one, they look way better. Way better, like not even close. Like how does that card does not compare to this right here? No way. And then Jolteon. Not that one. This one. Look. Doesn't compare. Way better. I don't know that out of those promos, the Flareon one I actually do not like at all. But he does have some nice artwork cards. Like this Misty one is okay. The Misty's okay. The style of art is not my favorite. These cards right here are not bad at all. AZ's Tranquility looks nice. The Wooper's nice. You know, the Stuffle is really nice. Which the Stuffle is also, I'm surprised people aren't targeting this card. It's so cheap and it has the cute factor on its side. I expect this card to be getting pumped at some point. I'm surprised it's so cheap. Surprised, like really surprised. I was looking at it the other day. But yeah. Doing well. Glad to catch a stream. What are your thoughts on the Series 3 First Partners cards that were revealed today? My thoughts are that Mudkip is going to be the target for most people. I think that card is absolutely amazing. Not only because it's Mudkip and it's a very popular Pokemon, but also because it's got Latios and Latias in the background. And I pulled it up here again. I think people are going to love this card. I think people are going to target it just for this Latios and Latias that are right here. Just for that. Like no other card has like a legendary Pokemon on it. And this one has two. You know, like it's pretty crazy. It does have the Relicanth on the bottom, which is nothing special. But I think this card will be by far like the most bought out or sought out of that series. And then I think this one will be the next one for Series 2 with the red shiny Gyarados. People love Gyarados. We haven't had a Gyarados in who knows how long. So I think that one's going to get targeted first. And then when the other one comes out, the Torchic, of course, people like Torchic. But I think the fact that this has Latios and Latias, I think this one's going to go absolutely crazy. Some English exclusive cards. Like we want some 4K cards too. Those the Mew and Mewtwo, I'm pretty sure we're getting them in English. Are we not? I thought we were. I'm pretty sure we are. I have been just buying singles, and I wish I started sooner. I have had very little luck. I mean, it's always a gamble. I mean, you're looking at, I don't know, if you're looking for a illustration rare, we're talking about some of the sets have a pull rate of 1 in 12. Some have 1 in 10. Some have 1 in 15. SIR wise, even small sets, you know, the pull rate is 1 out of like 80 at best, which is not easy. You're talking about 80 packs of I don't know what in this market. Pretty damn hard to come by or expensive. So it's not easy. And the market's just absolutely nuts right now. Every single's expensive. Mega Dream pretty little. Mega Dream is nice. It is. But I wish if it was on a wider booster box, it would look even better. It would just display better. Yeah, I'm not a fan of his art style, but there is a big following for him. Just because we don't like him doesn't mean a lot of people. No, for sure. For sure. But, you know, it's not like something that people are absolutely raving about, right? Like it's not something that's going to bring such a high demand for this card like Shinji Kanda, for example. Like everybody knows who Shinji is. Like everybody knows the name or what's this girl's name? And I'm not great with artists either. This is why I'm having trouble. Akira Agawa. Everybody knows her. She made the base at Charizard. You know what I'm saying? But like, I've never heard of that guy before. You know, that just tells me that he's popular, but not as popular as those two that I just mentioned. But you never know. His name can absolutely catch fire. You know what I mean? It really can. But by the fireplace, Flareon is the best of all. Yes, the little one. I don't know if it's the best of all three. Um, I do like the Jolteon, how he looks like he's just like jumping, like dashing almost. What does the Vaporeon look like? The other Vaporeon. I don't even know what number that is. Let's just look at Vaporeon promo. I can't remember what the Vaporeon looks like. But the Flareon next to that fireplace looks nice. I like how I looked up Vaporeon promo. Oh, and it definitely didn't come up. Oh, here it is. Oh, but this card is absolutely beautiful too. I don't see, like, at least when I look at these three promos, right, that came out with these, like the non VMAX ones that are just the Vs, like they all look good. You know what I mean? Like this Vaporeon looks beautiful. The Jolteon looks beautiful as well, and so does the Flareon. So to me, they're like across the board even. I like them all. I would love to have every single one in my collection. That's a whole different story. But when it comes to the VMAXs, that Flareon is just so much uglier than the other ones. Like it's not even close. My boy Trico got no love. All jokes aside, I agree with you. It didn't even occur to me to consider Legendary's impact on the Mudkip card. Yeah, think about what these look. Think about what these crazy people did with the Pikachu shadow in the background that pumped the card, right? Like that really meant nothing. But now we actually have two legendary Pokemon, two like well-loved legendary Pokemon on this card. So I think it's gonna be well desired. I think it's gonna be the most expensive one, like by far. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I would love to have pre-ordered some, but I didn't. And now I'm seeing pre-orders at like $70 per box. That's like too much. Like that thing MSRP is like 15 bucks and you're pre-ordering from some places at 70. Like at some point I'm like, man, that's enough. We can't even grade the cards, you know? I think this guy's name YouTube channel is Pokemon Collect that I watch. Let me see. Let me see his name. Let me just look him up real quick. See if I can find his name. Or is it Collect Pokemon? I think it's Collect Pokemon. Yes, Collect Pokemon. This guy. So this guy was talking about the Series 1 partners and stuff like that, right? And see, look, this is the video, I believe. Time to rethink your grading play. So he was discussing spending $10,000 on buying the first partner Series 1 and grading all of the Gen 1 stuff. And I forgot what he said on average, how many cards you get, like what cards you get, or what gens you get on average, and talking about what the numbers look like when he would grade all those cards after paying $10,000 for I don't know how many boxes, right? But now that's not even an option. You can't even grade, right? Unless you're gonna send to Beckett, or unless you're gonna spend more money, because you don't have the value bulk anymore with PSA, or tag. So, like, where are you gonna grade? Like, what are you gonna do with these boxes? Buying them at $70? Like, where's the return? So at the moment, I don't know. I would love to have pre-ordered some, but it's not looking good right now. The Jolteon V is my favorite, but the Vaporeon V Max is probably the best. I think so. The Pomeranian Pokemon is going to be lit. The Fennekin? Is that what you? Oh, you're talking about from the new gen, from the new gen, the Pomeranian. Um, where are they? Oh my gosh, let me look it up because I don't know their names. I think that the water one looks the best. The Pomeranian. Just thinking about him looking like a damn Pomeranian, man. It just makes me laugh. Little dog. Oh, this is not even. I wanted to look at an image. Why are you guys sending me to a video? Yeah, here we go. I think the water one looks the best, right? I think this one looks the best. I don't know. We got Angry Birds, a Pomeranian, and a water lizard. I don't know. Well, you know, we really need the evolution lines, to really see what's going to happen here, But as of right now, I think this is the one that I think looks the coolest. This one, of course, has been a meme, but maybe this Pomeranian, like you said, will surprise us. You know, let's see. 70 is way too much. My only hope is to get lucky on target drop, but that's pretty impossible too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like at a certain point, you almost give up. So, oh my gosh. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it here. I was gonna rip a little booster box, but I've already been streaming for almost 3 hours. I'll rip it on the next one. I'll keep saving. I have these Chinese booster boxes. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna make a video tomorrow. Like I said before, I may take some time off of YouTube to see if I can like reset the algorithm or shock the algorithm in some kind of way. I will at least be on Henry Poke Corner's live stream on Wednesday. He scheduled that with me a month ago, so I have the stream with him on the 10th. If you guys want to come by for that, that'll be cool. Maybe I'll rip one of those Chinese booster boxes on his stream. He won't even know. I'll just do it. And he will have to accept it. But I think he'll enjoy it actually. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry if it disappoints anybody that I stop content for a few weeks, but I gotta fix this YouTube thing. I don't know how else to do it. I'm gonna contact the customer support, like I said, or the content creator support, see what they tell me. But I gotta figure something out because it's really not working out, like not at all. So. But yeah, guys, thank you for being here. Like the stream, of course, if you haven't already subscribed. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for being here. As always, none of this is possible without you guys. But yeah, man. Yeah, of course, Pokeplane, Vegan. Thank you for stopping by, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, guys, as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace.